This is the Male Review on Yale Radiocast.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are in the building with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And just let me tell you, today's show, folks, listen, we don't give disclaimers from what I understand from the boss man. We're not giving no disclaimers today, okay?
You feel it?
You feel what's going on with what's happening right now? Listen, today on the podcast, we're going to have one of them hard discussions. We're in the free ball format, but we going
right in. We know what we talking about today.
Listen, today, man, I don't know, those of you who have been under a rock and don't know, Dave Chappelle released...
No. Slow. Look.
Okay, all right.
Slow it down.
Slow it down. Okay.
TR, what's happening, brother?
Oh, okay. I forgot y'all was even here.
Jesus.
Hey, getting these lights ready. Listen to Mr. Preamp. Listen to Mr. Turbo.
This man ready to go, okay?
You said let's go in.
I appreciate that, though.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
let me go ahead. Folks, give me a second. Let me start over. Thank y'all for joining the Male Review today. Here on Yale Radiocast. Myself, Mark L, is in the building. My brother, Dylan Yale, is in the building.
God, am I? Yeah, I'm here today.
He's in the building. And my brother, TR, is in a building. Somewhere from an undisclosed location. However,
shout out to Pimp and Slim.
Listen, the leg is here, y'all.
That's my dude, man.
TR, the coldest dude ever.
Man.
Hey,
TR, the coldest dude ever.
I think that's your new hashtag, bro.
Coldest dude ever.
Listen. I got me a new fan. That dude can do no wrong. And you know what? I'm my fan's biggest fan. So
how about that?
Pimp and Slim, hey, you fixing to come on and do your damage, man. As a matter of fact, a little side note, darling, we can talk about it because we're going to be advertising this shit the whole damn week. We finna advertise this shit the whole week. Pimp and Slim, ladies and gentlemen. A3C.
Yes.
Coming
Sunday.
Yes.
Mr. Pimp and Slim is going to be performing and he's going to blow y'all damn ears off. You hear me?
Right on, Pimp and Slim.
So if you have not seen my guy Pimp and Slim and heard this music, you can catch it on all streaming platforms. Slim, tell everybody on the stream where to reach you at, brother. Share your links, my guy. Share your music. That's what we do over here.
Do it.
Right.
So Mark L.
Yes, sir.
How have you been doing, sir?
I've been doing it, man. Just working, man, and trying to keeping my head above water, making a way when I can.
Temporary layoff.
No, let's not get laid off. Let's not throw that in the atmosphere. Let's not get laid off. Let's not get laid off.
That was a joint. That was
it. I'm sorry. You know, we go somewhere. You know, did y'all notice that we were African American? I'm just saying.
No.
What?
I know you listeners who are shocked and appalled. For those of you who've not been watching, yes, we are African Americans and white chocolate.
Well, I am actually a Pensacola American.
You're a Pensacola American. All right,
that shit runs in your blood.
We have doctors coming up to talk to you guys about that. Don't worry, they'll get to you soon.
I'm actually these days claiming my Indian side of my heritage more than the African American side.
Obviously, Blackfoot. I'll be here for the next hour and a half, folks. Next hour and a half, I'll be here.
Bronzefoot, that is.
Bronzefoot, the Bronzonian. I forgot. The Bronzonian is in the house.
Yes. So, yeah, man. So, thank everybody for tuning in to the Male Review on Yale Radiocast, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. For those who are new to the format of Yale Radiocast, the Male Review, this is conversation from a man's perspective. Now, what I love about the man's perspective is you get a multitude of opinions from a man's perspective.
Yes.
So it's not just what I think. It's not just what Mark L thinks. It's not just what TR thinks. But if you really look inside the collected minds of all of us, it may be similar or maybe have a similar end result or understanding, just different methods and ways and understandings of how to go about how we view things. Also, We get call-ins. You could call in 678-586-9241. You could just holler at us with your opinion. This ain't just exclusively us. We like to hear from our ladies. And to be honest with you, our ladies have been the biggest supporters. So thank you to the ladies that support the Male Review, Yale Radiocast, and everything that we have going on here. But now,
right?
I could go ahead and go into it. We got a hot one today. See, I've been letting this marinate. I've been letting this sizzle. We're gonna talk about it, man. Everybody, well, for the most part, most of the people have seen it. Most of the people have heard about it.
They definitely heard about it.
They definitely heard about it. And most people have even experienced it. Impossible pussy.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Oh, that's not what we would. Oh,
that's not it. That's not it. However, as my wonderful co-host has so easily stated, yes, there are things that have occurred, and this is why we have this hot topic today. It's one of the hottest things they're talking about right now.
And is it impossible?
It could be possible.
I don't know.
It may not be possible for people.
Is there?
But it might be possible.
I can't believe this.
It could be possible. Not for me. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
It's
for
not
you.
possible for me.
And that's go ahead.
Okay, so just trying to go ahead and cover that and everything we're going to discuss today. Unless you have been living under a rock for the past week and a half now, 2 weeks.
2 weeks or so.
Dave Chappelle, as we all know, a brilliant comedian of our time. Probably some will argue is the GOAT at this point. He's up there in the stratosphere with Richard Pryor and Paul Mooney and some of the greats that we've heard over the years, Chris Rocks, and so on and so forth. He released a litany of specials on Netflix. I know y'all remember all the stories about Dave releasing these. Sticks and Stones is a great one. Yes, there are lots of there's 3 specifically. Apparently, he signed this deal where he would do 3 specials for Netflix.
He did 4, maybe 3.
It was 3. But he released the penultimate episode, the final episode of his 3 stand-up show spate this week. And the last one was called The Closer. And I have to say, there was a little conversation around this one. A lot of conversation around this one, to the point that people were either happy, totally unhappy, or indifferent about. Now, The Closer was unique in that basically he used this platform to explain his other 2 specials, or to explain the different points and topics that he touched on in his other 2 specials. And I got to tell you, man, he came out on fire, hot. He came in hot.
Jumped right in, didn't he?
Boy, he did not. This man did not pull any punches.
That man walked in the door saying, "This is gonna be my last one for a while,"
and said it.
Yeah,
this is gonna be my last special for a while. The deal is over. This is closing it out. And Donald and I were kind of talking about this, TR, before we started the show today. How, listen, man, hey, this guy came out, he did his show, and people all went in one direction or another, and it was provocative, and it was something to make you think. And we talked about the fact that, stand-up comedy, or however you want to refer to it, especially when dealing with comedians, is an art form. We talked about that. That was something he also mentioned in the special, with it being an art form. And really, the conversation around what he discussed is the big deal, because he talked a lot about the LGBTQ community, plus community. Don't want to leave anybody out. He definitely
what you mean don't want to leave nobody out? Hold up, nigga. At this point, they're leaving us out. What are you talking about?
Listen.
Don't want to leave anybody out.
Don't want to leave anybody out.
Okay, well, what letter are we then? Goddammit.
Listen.
Oh, okay.
We are somewhere between A and Z. We're gonna leave it right there.
So that means we might be Q.
Somewhere.
Are you Q?
No,
are you Q?
I'm not Q.
You can admit if you're a Q,
dog.
You can admit if you're a Q, dog.
I'm definitely more M. I'm Mark L, brother. I'm definitely more M. But the discussion around the things that he touched upon, man, it's been on fire, man. The internet's been rolling about this. So today, we're gonna have a free balling moment, ladies and gentlemen.
We're free balling.
We are free balling.
We are locked in.
We're locked in, but we
free balling is when we don't have a topic.
We got a topic,
this
but
is a topic.
We're gonna free ball. We're gonna go into our collective consciousness. TR, have you had a chance to check out this special to close? Just want to know if you had it. If you had the opportunity to check it out, you did.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
you know what? Because here's the thing. And I wanted us to talk about how we feel about Dave Chappelle first off, because I do think that the solidification of what he is in my mind as being a comedian, I think he is the GOAT. And here's why. I think in a narrative that everybody else is doing everything else or doing what everybody else is doing, we've talked about this in hip hop. The saturation is even in comedy, I think. You know, you talk about what everybody else is talking about. Remember when they started talking about, well, this is how black women act. Then you had a million comedians get up on the stage and say, this is how black women act, as far as a joke. So I believe that, look, we are so pulled away from reality and being actual communicative with one another. We don't want to touch different subjects. I've even heard a reporter get on there and say, well, the LGBT community, that's one area you don't go. Why is that not an area that you go in, but you allow this motherfucker, the LGBTQ community, allow this motherfucker to talk about Asians, allow this motherfucker to talk about whites, allow this motherfucker to talk about blacks. But you meant to tell me who you fucking in bed is off limits as far as your feelings go. Fuck you.
And I want to elaborate on that, what you said, TR, right there, when you said that they said that's one place you don't go. Look here, man. Shout out to Pimpin' Slim, free balling, no draws. Dave is the GOAT.
Right.
I think we need to go on a break before I really deliver my opinion on the you don't go there.
Yeah, well, I was just trying to get the post. So I know TR saw it. And you definitely saw the special, right?
I watched it 3 times.
You watched it 3 times. Okay.
I watched it 3 times.
You watched it 3 times. I watched it once. I'm going to say I watched it once. I'm pretty sure that I missed some things in there because, you know, you go back and you listen to stuff and you hear it over and over again. You kind of get the full gist of what's going on. But
the reason that I watched it 3 times was, okay, I got the direction of where he was going.
Right? Okay.
But I wanted to see, like, well, how funny was it?
Yeah. From a standpoint of a comedy. Right.
I had to refine and see if there was some true, I'm falling out my seat. I didn't get that this time.
Well, this is what we were talking about
I usually get that from Dave, where it's like, y'all didn't catch what this man just said. It was something, because he delivers it with, you know, the logical angle is always humorous. And I didn't get totally a fall out of my chair moment, so I rewatched it again to see what I could find in this special. Okay,
gotcha. One thing I could say is like that's what I was going when I was telling TR about us talking about it just before we started today. It was more like a conversation than anything to me. It didn't feel, you know, there were definitely funny moments in it. It sounded more like a conversation that he was trying to have with the audience at large, right?
Right. Yeah.
About, you know, who he is, how he believes, and what he thinks. Which isn't that, when we think about comedians, one of the best things they do is tell stories. And so it's like a conversation. It's like one of your buddies sitting there talking to you.
Right.
And, you know, that's the thing I think people, you know, depending on how you feel about it. I'm going to go there. When we come back after we take this break, we're going to kind of dig into that a little bit. Y'all, please call in 678-586-9241. Now, I know this is a hot topic because I know people have a lot of opinions on it. One thing I'm going to say, though, I'm going to tell you this. Do not call in here talking about how you feel about it if you didn't actually watch it. I do not want you to do that. Because
say that again.
Because it's important that you watched it in order to be able to have a dialogue. Yes, it's one thing for me to know, okay, so I'm going to use this example and then we're going to go to break. It's one thing for me to know that we're going to a restaurant that specializes in fish, right? I don't eat fish. I absolutely don't eat fish. But I can't talk bad about that restaurant if I don't know that they also offer some fire-ass chicken wings. Because I could go to this restaurant with someone who also enjoys fish, one of my loves who loves fish, and say, I could decide, I'm not going there because I read the menu. It looks like they only serve fish. They only serve fish there. They only serve fish there. Right. But they also have chicken wings. But I didn't see that. So
we're not
I don't want to go.
Don't call in, though. We're not
well, no, we want you to call in.
Because
but what I'm saying is, it's going to be a hard. It's going to be a hard argument. It's going to be a hard argument.
But here's what I'm saying. They could have saw one of the other ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Look,
if you saw one of the other ones,
a couple of them.
Yep. That is correct.
That's true.
You can call it. We can talk about all of them, but we definitely want to key on that one, y'all. So I tell y'all what, we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna pay some of these bills right fast. Go ahead and load that number up 678-586-9241 and call in and holler at the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Talk to these men and find out what our opinions are and give your opinions. And we have no problem with a discourse and a dialogue. What we're not finna holler you down. We're not going to go through this argument with you about how you feel because, this
you can have your opinion.
You can absolutely have your opinion.
We honestly understand that there are going to be two sides on this particular issue.
So many sides.
And I know our delivery may be harsh at times, but you could call in, man. We need this conversation.
Absolutely, we have to. So, if not, just to get to some understanding. So, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in again to the Mail Review. We'll be right back. And as always, our motto,
you already get the business.
Get the business.
Yo, this your girl, Kay Chantel. We have been nominated as the hottest online radio network, you guys. And we need you all to go to the polls and vote for us. So to vote, go to www.atlhottest.com. The polls will be open, so come on, vote for your radio network, Yale Radiocast.
Yale Radiocast, the gold standard of online radio. We already bring you all hits all day, but this one right here is for my hip-hop heads. Tune in to Lyrical Exercise Radio. All bars, all day. You already know how we bring it from the East Coast to the West Coast to down South and even international. Hip-hop ain't dead is right here on Yale Radiocast. Yale Radiocast, the home of the hits. We already have plenty of music for the radio, but this right here is for the streets. Tune in to Hard Block Radio. That's right, music straight off the block. From the ride to the club, from trap to gangster rap. We got it right here on Yale Radiocast. This is Dylan Yale, the program director of Yale Entertainment and Yale Radiocast. If you feel like you're the person to talk about politics, sports, entertainment, and more, Yale Radiocast is giving opportunities to those who are interested in a career in podcasting. We are now being heard by over 20 streaming platforms, including iHeartRadio, Pandora Music, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and more. Let Yale Radiocast be the brand that delivers your voice to the world. Contact us at YaleRadiocast.com or email us at YALEENT1@gmail.com. The Yale brand is the gold standard, and this is Yale Radiocast. Get the business. Yale Radiocast, now on Pandora Radio.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mail Review right here on Yale Radiocast. Saturday morning, you in here with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, a little early morning leg for y'all. And today, ladies and gentlemen, as I stated when we left off, we are going to discuss a little bit about The Closer, which was Dave Chappelle's penultimate special and his 3 special deal with Netflix. We're going to talk a little bit about what was going on. And, man, let me tell you something. Things that have happened since the special was released. Dylan, tell me in your words, my brother. tell me, what do you think about this, man? What do you think about? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's talk a little bit about the special and what you got out of it, and then let's talk about the.
I got out of it that he was making a point like, "Fuck y'all, we got some shit that we want too."
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so we have been playing this. Circling back from what we were discussing earlier before we went on the break, right? Mm-hmm. Where TR was saying that they said, "Oh, don't go there. You can't talk about them." You know, I have an issue with it getting this far down the line that we can't even mention the LGBT community, but they want inclusion. They want to be treated equal, yet you can't even mention the word alphabet people unless it's in a happy delivery. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love them. They're great. Mm-hmm. They're people too. Mm-hmm. And their purses are outstanding. Oh, did you see the heels on that nigga? My God. Her beard is heavier than mine. I love that. Nigga, where did you get those shoes? My God. I have a look, my daughter-in-law can really put some outstanding makeup on you, brother. I think it will accent your nose features. Unless it's something happy, we can't even say nothing. And if we do, we are in the fear of being this quote-unquote canceled. You can't cancel anybody who's uncancelable. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Uncancelable. We don't have to agree. TR, go ahead, bro. TR, like, what you got, bro?
I would honestly say, as far as I agree with everything Brother Darlin's talking about. I would have to go so far as to say this. You know, you're very hypocritical, that whole entire lane. You're not a person to me. What describes your community is an action. It's clearly an action. When you sound so backwards when you're even explaining yourself, you're trying to explain yourself as a person that life chose you, you didn't choose that life. Look, people, we got to stop getting in our own way and be honest. Look, everything you do is controllable in most cases. Everything you do is controllable in most cases. And what I'm saying is this: stop trying to relinquish the idea of how powerful you really are to accept the idea that you're helpless in every mannerism possible. So let's start there. Let's start there and talk about the action makes you in that community, not the person. I will never say that being gay makes that person, period. No, you're just a person that happened to be gay. And I've said that on other shows. Y'all have been there listening to me saying that. Look, I will not care more about who you're in bed with than I do right now. I am very unapologetic with that. I don't care about, look, we joke about it, but I don't care about who Mark L goes to bed with. Why? Because that doesn't make my paycheck. That doesn't make my life. That doesn't make my kids full. But that's a lifestyle that he's in. But that doesn't make him the person defining the action before the human being. Right. So let's just get it straight first and foremost, LGBTQ. I can't care a bit more than I care right now about who you fucking. Fuck who you fucking. And I mean, that's being honest. I'm not divulging how
do
me
you
and my
fuck
wife.
Who they're fucking?
No.
He did.
I'm saying, yeah, I did. And what I mean by that is I shouldn't care any more than what I care now about your private affairs, because you're always telling us to mind our own business, and that's what I'm doing. But now that I'm minding my own business, you care that I'm not congratulating you on your business. Make it make sense.
One of the major questions that Dave asked in the special, I'm not going to spoil it for him, I'm not going to give you the whole special, but one of the major questions that came up that he gave to the audience at large was, how much do I have to buy into your self-concept?
And that's exactly what I got out of it.
How much do I have to buy into your self-concept? Now, again, I'm just stating what the brother stated in the special. That was the question. And that matters a lot. But here's what I know. You are who you are. You're born who you are. You live who you are. You choose who you are. All of these things make up you as a person, okay? So I think everybody has a right to claim or to be or to decide exactly who they are, what their identity is, and how they represent in the world. And I don't think anybody can persecute you for that. I don't think that should be a persecutable thing. Right. You should be able to live free and be a person. You should be able to have a human experience. Whatever that looks like to you, I think you should be able to have a human experience. No problem there. But the question that Dave posed, it's a good thing. Let me go ahead and let's take a look and see what we got going on in this stream here. Phoenix, hey baby, good to see you this morning. Thank you for tuning in with the Male Review in the League. She states, hey, look, it wasn't his usual special, but it had its funny moments. Yeah. Okay? It kind of like what Dylan. What Dylan
he identifies as Dylan. He identifies as
he has never identified as Dylan. I have. As a matter of fact, the only time he identified as Dylan, he was probably cussing a mother out.
Yeah,
Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan.
I heard that conversation.
That's the only time he identified as Dylan, just to get you told.
Motherfucker call me Dylan. This motherfucker just called me Dylan. You hear that shit?
Dylan. As he stated, yeah, it definitely was a thing, to look to see where the comedy was, to figure out what was going on with what he was talking about. And it really did. It came across to me like more of a conversation. That's what I'm going to say. It came across like more of a conversation to me. Phoenix also pointed out, stop punching down on my people.
That was my line right there, brother.
That was...
Because the way... And Dave Chappelle has this thing for... circling back in and making it full circle.
Right.
Correct.
About how the transgender has said something to them about stop punching down on my people.
Right.
And the way he brought it back.
Yes.
And says, hey, this is universal. That everybody can relate to a moment where we're all being punched down on, whether it's you, whether it's the black community, even some realms within the white community, Asian community, or whatever your community is. We are all having moments where we're fighting for some form or some bit of acceptance. And it may not even be punching down on you, rather than, as TR said, I'm just not paying attention to your ass. Huh?
I'm saying this, why can't I just not give a shit about who you fucking? Why? I mean, why does it have to be a degree of, you have to be considerate of who I'm having sex with? Because let's just be real. The only thing that makes you who you are is who you're having sex with, your sexual orientation. Do you understand what that word really means? Your sexual orientation. So now you're trying to force feed me with an idea. Now here's what I will say. Now where this all started was valiant. Gay community, homosexual community, where this all started was very valiant. You want the same equal rights that we had as citizens. You want to marry your gay partner. You want to do your gay business. We understand that. I do. I at least say that I do. And I champion you on that. You should be able to do whatever the hell you want to do. But trying to counsel me or counsel Dave or counsel anybody because we just don't understand or really just don't give a fuck, to me is mind-boggling. Why can't I just not give a fuck? I mean, I'm sitting up here saying you better demand, you better appreciate who I'm having sex with my wife. K. Chantel, and if you don't big up that union, that sexual orientation, then I'm canceling you.
Well, you know what's funny about that, TR? Here's the thing. The thing about it is, honestly, let me look at it from this side right quick. This all started because people started to be nosy and worry about who you was sleeping with and who you was doing it with. This all started because they would not leave these people alone, right? They wouldn't leave these people to do what they felt was natural to them and what they felt like. And that's where a lot of this started. Because I
don't think it did.
You don't think so?
We disagree. I think we respectfully disagree. I think it started where I said it started. It started when these people wanted the same civil rights. They wanted to be able to marry each other, leave each other inheritance,
right,
and deal with each other in a construct of being a union.
Right. They had
kind of gravitated from there.
They had to fight to try to mind their own business, because why should you care whether I'm a male and I marry this male or I'm a woman? And
because it wasn't on the docket. Because it wasn't on the docket. It wasn't on the docket. It was something that was illegal. It wasn't on the docket. Now that it's on the docket. See, and here's my point, Mark. Here's the point. I'm talking about from the start, but I really don't give a shit about the start. I'm talking about where we are right now. Because guess what? The victims have become the bullies. The victim, and I will say that again, the victims have become the bullies. You're absolutely right if they can cancel a motherfucker for telling a joke, for hurting their feelings. You're absolutely the bully.
Yeah, you're a bully if I can't even mention.
Right, you're absolutely
That's a bully. I can actually literally get fired from my job if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, look at me as a woman." I say, "Nah, nigga, you got a size 13 foot. You Bruce."
Look,
I'm fired.
Harry Potter.
Is that if that not bully action?
Look, I'm saying this.
In spite of my religious or personal beliefs, as I should have rights to do, if I don't subscribe to your shit, I'm the disrespectful one.
Right.
You can't say you're disrespecting my rights of my opinion. We're leaning towards yours. That's a little bit bullyish, bro.
And I'm answering this by saying this. Okay, Markel, what did Miss Rollins say? The author, what did she really say? Darling, can you go ahead and try to pull up that while we're talking? It's an actual statement that she said that gender is a fact. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's just, you come out, like Dave Chappelle said, everybody on this earth right now has came out of a woman's vagina and some kind of uterus, some kind of way, shape, or form. We were born from a woman. So that's a fact. No matter what dress you put on, no matter what lipstick you put on, it is what it is. Now, there are some women out here that cannot give birth, but absolutely there's no damn men on this damn earth, no matter what you put on yourself, can give birth. So gender, and I'm just speaking about gender. Now, when you want me to look at you and say, oh, that's a nice dress, I absolutely will. I absolutely will. There's some dudes that can outdress women in dresses. I'll be honest with you. Why? Because they can buy the most expensive shit if they want to. There's some people that make more money regardless to what sex they are. And guess what? If you rocking some damn stilettos, let me tell you something. Prince out-rocked every damn woman when it came to some damn pumps, motherfucker. And then the motherfucker did a twirl and a spit in them bitches. So don't come at me with the shit like I don't understand, because I will knock you over the damn head with some damn intelligence you just do not get or ain't ready to conceive right now.
Okay.
Oh, my. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, see, and I feel you, brother. You are absolutely correct. You are correct. It definitely, let's just say clothes don't have gender specifications, because as long as you can get in it, it really doesn't matter what gender you are, right?
Yeah, Mark wore a damn dress. I mean, a kilt. Mark wore a fucking kilt.
A kilt, which is exactly what happened to the last person who called it a dress.
Kilt. The number of buttons determine if it's a dress or a kilt.
It's a kilt.
So since a kilt only has 2 buttons, Tyrone, a dress.
Let me explain something to you.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother. I apologize.
You good. But the point being, man, and I absolutely understand where you're coming from, and I got
it was just for easy access to y'all. I understand what
that
was
the thing. That was the thing. One of the points he also made in the show was that incontrovertible fact that we all came through the vessel of a woman. Okay, that gender was absolute. It could never be said that we came through the vessel of a man, because that is scientifically not the truth. I understand that.
Right.
The thing that we need to take into account, and this is going to sound so strange, because people call it a false equivalency. But for the same reasons that the LGBTQ community wants to be able to be recognized, are similar or akin to the same reasons that the black community wants to be recognized.
There we go.
Before you go there, because look, this man finna snatch his vest off in this place. I already know what's finna go down.
We finna go.
Oh, we finna go. Now, what I'm saying is, just like in that false equivalency fight discussion, philosophical ideal, just in that same realm, this gives people of other races the ability to say, well, you guys are doing reverse racism because you're treating us this way. You're being bigoted. You're being bigoted because you say we're bigoted against you, but you're actually bigoted against us. I absolutely know. I got 10,000 responses. Trust me. But what I'm doing is I'm just trying to paint a picture here for the audience. I want y'all to understand. 678-586-9241. Right. What I'm saying is they use that same argument in discussion with people of color as to how they should represent or how they should be represented in the world.
I agree with that, because I understand.
He understands. Lord, ladies and gentlemen.
It's all about acceptance and equality, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That has been our fight for fucking ever. Mm-hmm. So I get it, right? I understand. You want to be given the same rights and equalities and the amenities of the United States and the world as everybody else, right? Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Okay, great, cool. You got them.
Along with all the other shit that
along with some extra shit. What to y'all? Let me say.
Go ahead.
You got your burger with extra pickles, nigga.
Okay.
We still waiting on our goddamn burger.
Okay.
We got to this restaurant way before y'all motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shaniqua, Rue.
What color is Shaniqua? What color is Shaniqua?
She's actually Chinese American.
My nigga, touche.
She's Chinese American.
Touche.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. To be honest with you, no, black is not something that you choose. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, people, my only disappointment in y'all's community is you want to exonerate things that shouldn't be exonerated. Take that power back. Say that I'm gay because I want to be gay. Say that I want to dress in a woman's dress because I want to dress in a woman's dress. Trying to dispose it? No, that's not acceptable to me. Why? Because your actions clearly define you when you're defining yourself. So if you define yourself by your actions to solidify things going past that point, then no, you can't double back and say that you were born that way or you don't have a fight in it. You do have a fight in it. So take control, take power. My problem is this: when you overreach. And I will be honest with you, that's the only thing that I pair up with black community. There are some black people out there that's waiting for somebody to say something, so their response is gonna be, oh, you doing this because I'm black. Sometimes they ain't doing it because you black people. Sometimes you just an idiot out there being an idiot, and they're just responding. They
call that the race card.
They're just responding to the idiocracy of you. But that's just the same reason that, look, a comedian should be able to tell a joke. A comedian is not a politician. Let's just be real with it. Dave Chappelle did not make not one law. He did not propose not one law. He did not write one law into existence. You're looking at this man to counsel what he's doing instead of just ignoring the shit out of him the way you were asking us originally to ignore what you were doing. Just like I agree with Markel. If you're doing something in your bedroom, I'm going to ignore the shit out of it.
Okay. It's none of your business.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So in using that, let's play devil's advocate. So the comedians should be able to tell jokes because, hey, we all talk about freedom of speech. We use the flag and the Constitution when it definitely applies to us. That's a privilege of being an American, allegedly. True. You know, if you can get away with it, being a black person, that varies. You know, your mileage may vary. YMMV, we say that online. Your mileage may vary. So using that as an example. So let's say you have a comedian that comes out. TR, this is for you.
Okay.
A comedian comes out and he is severely anti-Christian and he is making all the jokes about God and Jesus and Moses and Lazarus.
I like it.
All the jokes.
I already like it.
I mean, all the jokes. How are you feeling about him talking about the Lord and Savior? Now, man, now keep in mind, people are calling him the GOAT. Are you going to start a campaign to cancel him or are you just going to ignore him? Which one you going to do?
Okay, let me tell you exactly what I'm gonna do, my brother. Click. I have the power to turn your ass off. Guess what?
Okay.
That's just what I do. Because guess what? I'm gonna tell you right now. I watched South Park. South Park made some kind of very derogative drawing or whatever. I mean, as a matter of fact, it was a cartoon. Guess what? I watched that cartoon all the way through. Yeah, you know why Dallin called bullshit? Because he doesn't understand the depths of TR. He really
got some depth, y'all.
Listen. Let me say this. He really don't understand how much I don't give a fuck about what he thinks.
I think he's known for years, sir.
You know the 2021 thing is I got receipts.
Yes, I have receipts.
Allow me to present the receipt. TR, my brother, that I've known since 12 years old. I present to the audience the receipt. He says, click, I don't give a fuck, right?
Okay.
So once upon a time, Dylan Yale creates a comment on Facebook saying the Bible, and he spelled the Bible by bull.
Okay.
Meaning y'all buying into some bullshit.
Okay.
I get an actual call. Brother, please pull that post. I said, fuck no. I didn't get a click. I ain't paying attention. I got a call saying pull my post.
Because y'all's familiarity. Because y'all's familiarity.
Exactly.
Gave him an avenue to come and talk to you.
Darlin just wasn't a bullshit ass damn comedian standing up there that I can do click to.
Okay.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. But here's what I'm saying, people. People you really don't know. If I talk to you, I care. If I want to sit down and have a conversation with you, that's a conversation that we're having. Why? Because I care about what you're thinking. I want you to care about what I'm thinking. And that's where the care starts. Where the care stops is outside my door, outside my family. I really don't give a shit. Look, listen, this is entertainment, correct? But understand this, the people that really know me know that I really don't give a shit about what most people think. And you want to know why? Because if I value your opinion, let's get to know each other before we start throwing stones. Let's get to know each other. So I'm not going to sit up here and throw a stone at somebody that I don't know instead of figuring out who they are. And once I figure out who you are and I feel like throwing that stone, you better watch out because I'm a headhunter. I'm a headhunter. I will fling that bitch and pop you right in the noggin.
Still calling. Still calling. I think he didn't talk to me for 2 weeks after that too.
Oh my God! Hey, listen.
That's because he's my brother. That's because he's my brother.
I think he. I said, Tyrone, man.
But see, the conversation, the conversation you're having, it sounds like you like. Okay, so let's just break it down.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it funny. So 2 weeks he talked to you. Wouldn't that be a kid in him canceling you?
I mean, he tried to cancel me, but I didn't care that this motherfucker
you came back, though. You came back. Y'all still
I'd have
cool.
known this motherfucker for 20 plus years.
I got you.
Tyrone didn't call me this week.
He just canceled you for a couple of weeks.
Fuck Tyrone.
He canceled you for a couple of weeks.
On the other end of the phone, he was saying, fuck Dylan.
Right. I got you.
Yeah, that's right. I did. And here's the thing. Here's a caveat to that. For Dylan to say that he's never said fuck TR, he's a bullshit ass liar.
I just said I said fuck
I think you said that right before we started the show today.
So why can't we say fuck each other? We brothers.
But guess what? But that's a perfect moment to say, hey, there was something that we had a disagreeing opinion or view on.
Right.
That doesn't mean
we had to talk.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that my wholehearted opinion of TR is I don't care for him.
Right. I got you.
I don't love him.
You didn't care for that.
I wish death upon him.
Got you.
This is a realm where we're split down the middle on. Okay. And I think that's the problem, circling it back to this, that they're not giving us the privilege to do. We can't have a difference of opinion with people that's on the reading rainbow.
Right.
And I will say this as far as Dave Chappelle. The reason why I don't think it should be two different sides, my brother Mark L, because Dave Chappelle said it out of his mouth that he wanted to have a sit down. Right. Dave Chappelle said out of his mouth that he did reach out and have a conversation with the community. He did put somebody on his starter before he came on that was transgender. So he's done more for transgender community than y'all have, because y'all have not, as a transgender community, put any transgender up as a comedian on somebody's damn platform that makes millions of damn dollars, if not billions.
Right. Mark L, we're gonna go into this topic. Mark L pulled up some articles for Dave Chappelle punchlines are dares. Mark L, go ahead, and you want to run that down right there with what we was talking about?
Basically just saying the writer Eric Deggans from NPR, he did a review of the special basically, and his headline was for Dave Chappelle, punchlines are dares. His new special, The Closer Goes Too Far. And basically what he is discussing in the article is, kind of some of the different viewpoints that Dave expressed. Him, using different words and different phrases in order to make punchlines and so on and so forth. But again, one of the things he talks about that kind of comes out, the message that Dave Chappelle has for those who have criticized him about transphobic, homophobic, or any other phobic jokes seems to be race trumps all. Now, here's one thing I definitely want to key on. One of the major points that Dave stated he was making was the fact that race has seemingly dropped in the polls as far as problems that we're having in the world. Right. It seems as though the LGBT community and concerns have moved into the forefront, which kind of leads into a little bit of one of the things that we mentioned on our bump for the post today about talking about the quote-unquote gay agenda, right? Right. Where it seems like anything LGBTQ is something that should be paid more attention to than the race issues. Listen, I'm going to say it. And again, a lot of people are going to say false equivalency. 678-586-9241. If you want to talk about it, I'm open to the discourse. I'm open to the conversation. Right. We still have not arrested the killers of Breonna Taylor.
Ooh, let's not talk about that though.
Okay.
Ooh,
have we forgotten that happened? I'm not saying it's a better situation. Trust and believe what I'm saying is we should focus on that and not on this, because here's the truth. It does so happen to be that these members of the transgender community have been persecuted, have been mistreated, have been killed for trying to live their free life.
Right.
And so have black people. Now
with
listen.
that said, we just got a call.
We got a call coming in on the line. Thank you for calling Yale Radiocast. Who do we have on the line today?
This is Patrice.
Hey, Patrice, how you doing, darling?
Patrice, thank you for calling in, Mama.
I'm holding up. I just wanted to say the reason why the LGBT letters are that.
Don't do them.
We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do the whatever letters. But go ahead.
Yeah, the alphabet letters are getting more attention is because, see, they have the money. It's all about money. They're able to fund so much stuff with the government being on. This is not about race. This is about the money that you have. Because they have the money, they're able to have their own channels. They are able to be more into the community. And so the community respects them more because of the funds that they're putting in. Us as black people, we can't just rally. We need to start uniting together, putting together funds for our black community and making it about us. They have a whole, if you guys notice, sorry, my dogs are barking. They have a whole own LGBT community for themselves. So if we can't get together and fund things, they're not caring about the black race. They will never care about the black race. We've been dealing with this forever, for hundreds of years, and they don't care. Why? Because we're staying, all they talk about is we're staying in poverty. We're not doing anything. Everybody else has their own stores and all of that stuff. But until we can fund programs for ourselves and start doing stuff, they're not going to care about the race. It's all about money.
Here's the thing. Thank you, Patrice. Thank you for that. Definitely. It's funny because Dollar and I were talking about that even beforehand too. Yeah. Is this more about capitalism and commercialism than it is about actual respect for personism or humanism? Right? Because it talks about money. Here's the real shit. Let's go ahead and I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I think you're correct. I think that the LGBTQ community does put money behind their causes and behind their fights.
And I applaud that.
And I definitely applaud that they do that because, goddamn it, black people, listen up. Don't act like we ain't got black millionaires that could put money behind our causes.
Well, this is the thing. Come on, Mark.
Don't act like that. Don't act like we ain't got people.
But do we really look? Listen. We don't need black millionaires. How many times I've said we got a community that don't need millionaires? All we got to do is collect our money, whether you're a millionaire or not, and not shop over there, not support that, not smile when Joe Biden actually shows up finally in the black community.
Shout out to the upper room.
When Joe Bitchin finally shows up in a black community asking for your vote, Markel, yo guy. When we start to separate ourselves, fighting for them, then they're going to say, all right, honestly, these niggas is tripping. We going to have to give them something. Look what the NFL doing right now. Look who's performing in the Super Bowl.
I saw that.
See what I'm saying?
I saw that.
Once we actually plan, plot, strategize, and organize, and say, "Hey, we creating a box for ourselves," they're gonna want to say, "Let's what they got in that box that we could benefit from." I've been saying that, man.
Exactly. Also, before I get off the phone, one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
What the news does too, if you notice, they're always showing where a black person, like lately in Texas, a black boy that got jumped in school, and so he turned around and brought a gun and killed a couple of people or hospitalized them. And they were talking about he was dangerous, but they didn't care that the boy got jumped by 4 people and he was trying to protect himself. And so he pulled out the gun. But you don't see on the news about LGBTQ, whatever, that they're going around killing each other.
Right.
So we have to find some type of unity and get ourselves out of situations where we're always being portrayed as the bad people. And the first thing white people say is, well, why didn't he comply? But you never see on the news where a gay person was murdered by another gay person or a gay, because they have the money to stop that from being shown.
Right.
So
Or they have the narrative.
We're not going to care.
I feel you. Or they have the narrative. They have the narrative controlled, which we definitely feel that way about news reporters and the way they report news in this country. Thank you, Patrice. You are absolutely correct. Thank you again for calling in today.
Thank you, Patrice. You are a blessing to this show. Shout out to you for being one of the original and #1 supporters of Yale Radiocast and the Mail Review. We truly appreciate your support for us. And keep on coming on the stream and call in. Share the stream. Let everybody know what we're talking about over here. We're definitely trying to actually garner some attention and conversation. Yeah. And we need all these opinions, and what you bring to the platform is another opinion into this topic. Absolutely. We appreciate that, ma'am. Thank you.
Will do. Thank you. You guys have a great day.
All right. Hey, you too, Patrice.
All right.
TR, how you feeling about this, man? Because she brought up some valid points. One of the major things I think she was trying to lend credence to was how we operate in the community and us having the capital to be able to put behind our causes and those things. Now, I'm not trying to turn this into a LGBTQ versus the black community, because my personal beliefs regarding that, I believe it's 2 different things. I do believe we're fighting for the same causes, but we're in 2 separate lanes or in 2 separate worlds. However, we are fighting for the same causes, so I'm not going to try to equate them. But Patrice brought up the point that the money that they put behind their causes, which Dylan actually said he applauds. Yeah. How are you feeling about that from a capitalistic standpoint? Is it just really that black people don't want to do it?
We don't. Well, I'm a man that honestly, I'm a capitalist. I'm a capitalist cat, and I would honestly say on the front end of what we're doing as far as a black community, as far as our economy, I would have to say, that's the only thing that I'm gonna say different as far as we need to start. We're not as proud as we should be of how far we've came in such a small amount of time. And then we say this. Here's what we always say. But look at the gay community. The gay community, they done got farther than what we feel like we have gotten farther. Really? No. And I would have to say that the gay community is bouncing off our backs as far as a disenfranchised community, period. So look, we did the pave work. We took the stones. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. These cats showed that, hey, we need equality. And guess what? It was what it was. Now we need to show equality for that next base. Right. But I wouldn't say that, they got a lot of thinking the black community to do, because all of this fighting for equality didn't come all of a sudden from the LGBTQ community. It came from the black struggle. But I will say this, as black people, a lot of times we're not happy enough about the power that we have, so we relinquish it. We're being told, and we saturate what we're being told. And listen to me, our worst enemies a lot of times is us. Right. Look, look, Michael Jordan, you might not never have a pair of shoes or whatever as far as Michael Jordan. Me neither, I don't neither. But here's the thing.
I have a few.
Here's the thing. Michael Jordan, once he started funding the prisons or whatever and got into that, look, let me explain something to you. Prison is a business. It's not anything other than a business. It's something that people are putting their money towards. And listen to me. Now, if you give money towards an entity that already are imprisoning people, then you're taking care of the facilities more so than anything. And I'm not saying that's what he did, but what I am saying is you didn't check all of everything. You just automatically came out and said, Michael Jordan, that son of a bitch. Well, you didn't make his money. You didn't dunk not one basketball. So I'm saying this, if you can't support the man, don't try to defeat the man. We're our own cancel culture.
We are our own cancel culture. For people tuning in that are on the IG chat, you could also go to YaleRadiocast.com. You can listen live there. You can go to Twitch TV and search Yale Radiocast and Instagram. YouTube for Yale Radiocast.
Yep. Listen, I want to circle back to where we were talking about the views of what they were saying was the race trumps all. As if we're trying to exclude the fight of the LGBT community.
Okay.
No, we're not.
No.
We're actually asking for inclusion as hello, this is an issue too. So how do we find the methods and the means to say, let's do this for over here and ignore shit that we've been discussing over here for the longest of time. Once again, we got to this table before the actual LGBT community. We got some things. But how powerful is it when you could still call somebody a nigger, but you can't call somebody gay a faggot?
Hey, listen, that's in the news.
Oh,
that just happened this week.
Okay, what happened?
Those of you that are friends of the NFL, right? I'm a Bears fan, tried and true, but
sorry for that, brother.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not necessarily an avid watcher anymore. But for those that know, the longtime coach of the Raiders, John Gruden, popped up that he had an email where he made some statements about black people.
Right.
Now I'm not going to go all into it.
Let's go.
But I'm going to go into the points. He made some statements about black people, and they went ahead and they were like, shame on you, John Gruden. You shouldn't have done that. We're going to investigate and do all the stuff that we do in the NFL for the press to let them know that we take this. We definitely are not in the business of this intolerance of you making statements about the black community. But John Gruden still coached the game that Saturday.
Right.
Or that Sunday.
Right. He did.
Until they read a little further into his email, they found out that John Gruden made some statements against the LGBTQ community. On Tuesday, John Gruden no longer had a job. Now, again, my people out there who definitely use those terms, false equivalency, I still need you to read the writing on the damn wall and read the room. He said something about people of color. They let it slide.
It was cool.
They didn't say it was cool.
Just look.
But the way black people look at stuff.
Listen, John.
So
I'm telling you what happened on the other side.
Yeah, give me the other side, and I'll give you the black answer. Go ahead.
Oh my God! This came out. We're gonna get the PR team. John, you have to make a statement. Jonathan, you have to make a statement, and you have to apologize. And you know, they're pretty apologetic. They understand apologies, and they don't move. Go ahead and put out a statement, and you'll be ready to go by Sunday.
Translation: they just black people.
They
used to get talked about.
Black people, yeah.
Go ahead and say something.
They say nigger themselves. Have you heard the new Meek Mill CD?
I'm saying
it's outstanding. I've heard the new Meek Mill CD.
It'll all blow over.
He said, "I counted nigger. I didn't say nigger. I said nigger."
That is a good. Basically, they used to being talked about. Don't worry about it. Make a statement. It'll go away in a moment. Next day, John, we hear you made some statements about people who have different choices or different feelings in life. John, I don't think we can continue our relationship. I like how you put that. John, because listen, that LGBTQ money is such good money. And John, if we have to shit can you, we're gonna have to shit can you.
Oh, but they even got a backup plan, bro. Go ahead, Chill.
Well, I don't believe it is. I don't believe the athletic field is a good LGBTQ pot. I'm just thinking that they're so scared about the community.
I guarantee you it is.
Well, I would have to disagree. I think there's more heterosexual men that watch. I think there's more men that actually use the word or use the derogatory term.
But on the corporate side, brother, to y'all on the corporate side.
Well, maybe on the corporate side. Yeah. Because you know what? I was thinking of a funny joke to bounce off of what you just said. Well, you've offended my homosexual gardener. And I have favors that I get from them.
You get favors from a homosexual gardener.
I'm speaking as the owner. I'm speaking as the owner.
You own? I'm
speaking as the owner. I'm speaking as the owner. Well,
you got the sound bites. I'm gonna pull out this show.
Nah. This dude don't even know how to work a sound bite. He doesn't even know how to extract a sound bite. He just mad about the damn kilt.
I can learn.
Just a man in a kilt
and get your breeze. Get your breeze in, brother.
It's for easy access.
Hey, free balling is free balling.
But you're absolutely right.
That's why he was so happy to do the free balling episode to y'all.
It is how I feel inside.
Yeah, but I would have to honestly say that you're absolutely right, Dallin. It's the upper echelon that, look, Hollywood's upper echelon being very freaky from what we've all heard from the backstories. We're talking Quincy Jones. We're talking about before that. We're talking about these people that has actually been in power. Seem like they have been getting bored with whatever quote unquote is the regular whatevers, and they've been having some freaky parties. How many times have everybody been hearing about this stuff? So now I think that the march is on. I think that now that they can say, okay, we doing this. We really doing this? We doing it. So
let me say this, just keying on that point. We might take a little short break.
Take a break.
I'm gonna ask a question before we go though. Just kind of touching on that.
Hold up. Patrice is on the stream.
She
not only did she call in, she got some shit to talk about. Shout out to Rap Analytics. That's one of their coin phrases.
Yep.
No news media person gets fired. Everyone just has to cry and apologize when they say something racist about a black person, but will always be fired if they say something about the alphabet community. So, which is goes back to kind of like what I was saying, Markel. That's a little bit of a bullying power when this right here is a little subjected to be pulled. For even talking about this or posting this at that moment.
Okay.
But we could talk about black people getting killed. How many shows we done about another shooting of a black man?
Oh, Stop Killing Us was one of our good shows. Look that up. Definitely go to RTV and check that show out.
The numbers are looking good on the Stop Killing Us show. Look, so we can have these conversations week in and week out.
Yep.
George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor. We can have these conversations week in and week out,
almost daily,
to no avail, to no resolution, and we're spinning the wheel on. Please give us something. Let's give us some kind of law reform, some police reform.
Why are you complaining? They gave you Juneteenth. Okay.
Well, let me say this real quick, because y'all are veering. Y'all are very.
No. This is to the point.
I'm right on point, brother.
This is to the point. Because my question.
Right on point.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. But let me say this. I will say this is that the gay community, the LGBT community. The reason why I said bullies at the beginning is this, Markel, is because you're not even having the conversation before the cancellation. You're not trying to understand. Instead of you're just sitting up here barking out commands. You have made everybody scared to the point where they just firing the shit out of everybody. And you mean to tell me that they can do a disservice to black people and keep their jobs, get suspended, get slapped on the wrist, but they can't say not one thing. And here's the thing, what we're negating is this. We're not talking about violence. There's not one violent act that we're talking about, referring to, or that's in the news, because you know what? You absolutely know, Markel, if this was somebody getting accosted that happened to be in the gay community, it would be on the news. So guess what? This is just something that's hurting their fucking feelings, dude. So explain it to me. This is just something that's hurting their fucking feelings. This is not anything that's accosting them.
Well, Well, okay.
But we're not having a conversation. I mean, we're not even having a conversation. It's a cancellation.
I hear you. I'll come back to that. But let me leave you with a question, because it's right to the point of even what you're saying and what Dial now talked about, and a little bit about what Patrice talked about. Here's a question, folks. 678-586-9241. Is there a gay agenda? Is there an agenda?
You ain't gotta come back. You ain't gotta come back.
No. Let's take a 2-minute break.
No, we're gonna take a 2-minute break because I wanted to ruminate a little bit. Is there a gay agenda? No, you hold on, hold your answers. Hold your
horses. He's slowing you down now, TR. We had to slow him down.
I know, right? Before I was moving fast. Whoa, Big Daddy, whoa.
Let's at least.
We gonna take a 2-minute break. We gonna let TR go ahead and we're gonna let him go off the air and explain this homosexual gardener that he owns. But we're going to come back to you on Yale Radiocast.com on the Mail Review, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That early morning leg got interesting. We're going to be back in 2 minutes to talk about whether or not there is a gay agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. And as always, that motto.
Mark need to get his kilt.
Listen, you gonna get killed when I come back. I need to know. I almost want to know about what's going on with you in this garden. I might need to talk to Kate Michelle.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of wondering what's up with this gay gardener too.
I know, right? So
we're going on the break. Yale Radiocast, the Mail Review. Let's go.
And let's get.
No idea I was going to become a battle rapper, man. I was an all-field collector. Honestly, I would love to see that battle between us. But personally,
it's a lot of people that starting to tune in now because like caffeine is free.
First thing is either the reflection from your glasses. I see you on point.
I see you on point.
I've learned a lot from watching K-Shine. I learned a lot from watching Luke Castro. 19% of fathers got to bury their son. I always said, like, I wanted to rap about my son passing. From it too is it changed my whole pattern of having a child. I was praying for a boy when I should have been praying for help. It's a lot of things with it, man, and it's kind of a promise that I made to my son, to my kids, to myself, you know.
Coming at you live on Saturday mornings, the Mail Review. Join me, Mark L, TR, Josh the Intern, and Dylan Yale. Come kick it with the leg, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We out here doing extraordinary things. Find out how men really think, how the world looks through our eyes. We talk about all the things that affect males. Tune in and check us out on the Mail Review, the gentlemen that are going to take you there from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on YaleRadiocast.com. Get the business. Music. All right, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Male Review. We back in again, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. We are back. You are here again on Yale Radiocast with the Male Review, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and we are having the talk today. We are having the talk today, y'all.
The talk. That's the
talk.
The talk.
The talk.
I thought the talk was when I tell my son's Devin,
listen,
you're supposed to get with a what?
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on now. We having that talk today, y'all. We definitely talking about Dave Chappelle's special and the different things that it brings up. We're not really focusing on the special. Hey, if you had a chance to check it out, definitely call in and give us your opinion. 678-586-9241. If you haven't had a chance to check it out and you are a critical thinker and are able to watch this without being offended, because apparently the world all has something to say about this, definitely check it out and see how you feel about it. But when we left off, y'all, I was asking a question. We all were kind of talking about it in the same vein of whether or not there is a gay agenda, because it seems like kind of like what we've been kind of keying on, even though, again, we talk about not conflating the issue of what's happening in the black community versus what's happening in the LGBTQ community. Right. We want to know if there is a gay agenda. Do you think it's a gay agenda? One of the things that Brother Dallin brought up, this has been in the news, and it stays in the news constantly. We want y'all to definitely understand that it constantly stays in the news. You know, as kids, we grew up reading comic books. You know, Superman.
No. We gonna Superman.
We gonna come back. I mean, but that kind of counts into the conversation, right?
Well, let me set that.
Okay, all right. Well, let's bring the comic book doctor in here.
Man. Look. Hey, so for those who are unaware, we have this segment on the Male Review. We have many segments on the Male Review where we talk about things that concern us personally.
But then
we have the Checking the Mail segment.
Absolutely.
Where we actually have a moment where we have to check ourselves as men.
Or where T.I. tries to check me about wearing a kilt.
Yeah.
No, not really. No, I love your kilt, buddy. I love your kilt. The colors,
now you love
the colors
my kilt.
are nice.
Wait a minute.
The colors are nice.
It's plaid.
It's all black, sir. My kilt is black, sir.
Right. The color's nice.
Thank you very much.
The thing that we rarely highlight is this man on fire moment. And that's when we're really hot. So I have actually highlighted the man on fire moment. Let's see.
Plan on landing, man on fire, man out. The Wizard of Oz, highly evolved. I am in awe. I am offended. I am appalled. The eye of the storm. I am chaotic and I am the calm.
I am on fire about this moment right now.
Wait a minute. Where's that damn audio from, my brother? That is a monster.
I'll circle it back around to you. I'll circle it back around to you, T.R. I'll circle it back around to you, brother.
Okay.
We always working over here.
Always.
You know that, T.R.
Always. I see you.
Okay, so the man on fire moment, people, is when something happens as a man that has you just totally
on fire
and upset about it. And you gotta talk about it. You gotta do something about it. Yeah. Listen. Why?
Absolutely. The man that takes his headphones off. Watch out. The best is next. Yes. Look, the man is on fire.
I think he's just as upset as I am.
Listen,
Mark,
you know that's flammable.
He's just as upset as I am right now.
He's salty right now, y'all.
Look, man. So, are we actually turning Superman gay?
Is it Superman?
No, not Superman. It's his son. It's actually Superman's
it's
son.
Superboy. With an eye, maybe.
Yeah.
Are we actually turning Superboy gay? It didn't change.
Right.
It didn't change.
I agree. It didn't.
Now. Let me have this moment.
This man is feeling this thing. Go ahead, John.
Now, let me, because I had to have a talk with Mark L about this earlier. Trey Michael, old happy ass. What's wrong with being gay?
He's not mad about it.
I got it to y'all. Let me have this.
Let me have a little one. Let me
go through the. For those on the IG chat, you got to go to the stream. Let me go down her run. That's what I'm trying to figure out. LMAO. What is the reason? Blah 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 blah. I ain't posting shit else from Trey Michael. Call in, goddamn. Okay. Now I want to have it, but go ahead, TR.
Okay, let me just say this real quick. The Trey response. I don't think none of us is saying anything wrong with being gay. I don't think none of us is saying that. Not one time. Not one time. And I would say this. Look, I wish I did have enough money to have a gardener that just so happened to be gay.
Oh, so now you denying his existence.
So you want a gay gardener?
Oh my goodness!
I absolutely do.
Boy, the sound bites of this show.
I absolutely do. I wouldn't mind a gardener that just so happened to be gay, because you know what? At that point, if I can afford a damn gardener,
you don't care what he do when he go home, huh?
Come on, exactly, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
So to answer Trey Michael's question, I actually don't have a problem with anybody being gay. Mm-hmm. But this is going into the realm of what Mark L is saying, that is there a gay agenda?
Is there a gay agenda?
It does appear, Miss Trey Michaels, that there is a gay agenda when you're taking a self-made plate already and switching it for your personal benefit.
The narrative, yes.
We're switching the narrative particularly for you.
Okay.
Let me present the receipt. 2 to 3 years ago, they were entertaining the idea of making Superman black. Mm-hmm. At the height of the Black Lives Matter argument and debate or whatever, maybe 4 years ago.
Okay.
And they say, no, we ain't really gonna do that, you know. And I was actually against it, to be honest with you, because Superman is Superman.
To you're a purist.
James Bond also.
James Bond is James Bond. Superman is Superman. Right. We don't have to change Superman, because yes, he is a fictional character. Mm-hmm. But Dylan, as an artist, TR knows, as a comic book drawing, highly influenced by comics artists as at that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The character is the character. Mm-hmm. We already set the idea of who this person is. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. It's fucking Superboy. Now, this has been who this character has been for 20, 30 years. Why on this day are we changing it? Because the thing is, there are actual gay comic book characters. Mm-hmm. Let's highlight those openly, honest, known gay comic book characters for who we already know them to be. Honestly, already known gay comic book characters.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or let's make some new gay comic book characters.
Okay. So you're not against the representation.
We're going to make Wolverina. And instead of long fucking claws, he got long fucking nails or some shit that's purple or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Right?
Instead of the motherfucking beard, the motherfucker got like instead of the beard being thick, the eyelashes are thick.
Well, I'm against the representation. I'll be honest with you. I'll play the devil's advocate on that.
Okay,
I'm against the representation.
Well,
here's why.
Lou.
Here's why, Mark L. Who does the comic books pander to? I would rather them keep sex out of the comic books, period. Or have comic books that just made for a certain age.
Sex has always been in comic books.
And you're absolutely right. And that's
Jean
what my
Grey and
issue
Scott
is.
Summers has always been known to be in a relationship, and Wolverine has always been on the back end saying, "I'm waiting on Scott."
Shout out to polyamory though, because you know Jean Grey didn't make no choices.
Yeah, everybody.
And I feel the same way about that.
Superman, Lois Lane. We've always known that.
I feel the same way about that. I feel like any sexual agenda push when your children are a certain age shouldn't be. And I'm just saying.
So your thing is, what about the children, huh?
Right.
Well, you know what? That's funny. Tyler started this foundation. We're not gonna go into it right now. Anyway, I got you. So your problem is programming forcing this thought process on children. Is that your
programming? Programming, because somebody's gonna program your child. If you don't, as an adult or as a parent, program your child, they're gonna get that programming from somewhere else. See, we shy away from the idea or the meaning behind programming.
I think the problem is, TR, is when you have someone like a Trey Michael, maybe, or even a Mark L. What they're saying is, well, that's not wrong. See, that's where the new fight is, brother. That's where the new fight is. Well, what's wrong if you want your son to want another man, or if that's how you upbring him or her to be in this new world?
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Listen. Because just because that's what me. Oh, we getting a call from Memphis, Tennessee.
Whoa, Memphis, Tennessee. Hold it.
Tennessee up in the building. This is the Mill Review on Yale Radiocast. Who do we have on the line?
Memphis, Tennessee. Checking in right now, baby.
Oh, this Mr. Till, what happening, brother?
Oh, no.
Oh, Till.
We the light skin show is next week.
Till, what's happening, brother?
The petty king himself of Memphis, Tennessee.
The petty king of Memphis. The petty king of Memphis, Tennessee on the line.
Don't make me pull out my PLG shirt. I got it with me today, too.
What's happening, Till? Hey, I appreciate you for calling in, brother, and chiming in on this topic. What do you feel about what we're talking about today, my guy?
Okay, before I speak, what's topic?
We're talking about, go ahead, break it down.
Well, we were talking about the Chappelle special, the closer. But right now, what we're talking about is whether or not there's a gay agenda. Is there a gay agenda?
They done made Superman's son gay.
Yes.
They making Robin gay.
I mean,
behind, Dave Chappelle has caught backlash from his opinion on his stand-up, the closer. So what do you think?
Yeah, I actually watched it, the closer, man. I thought it was pretty good. It was more of a sit-down talk than a comedy.
Exactly. That's what we said.
Because he was just airing things out to let them know exactly how it feels. And there really was no hostility towards anybody.
Right. That's how it felt to me, like a conversation.
The gay agenda, me, myself, personally, I feel like there is one.
Okay.
You watch how things have been going over the last few years. You're seeing more and more gay characters on TV shows. Back in the day, that was just like taboo. You didn't really see it. We had TV shows and stuff. They didn't really focus on gay characters. Of course, we knew we had gay people around, but it wasn't a big deal. But now it's like they're forcing it down your throat. You got to see it on TV shows, cartoon shows, comic books. I mean, come on now.
What's your opinion? What are your views?
We already know it exists. We don't have to just put it all out in front of everybody's face.
Right.
Especially the younger generation.
So what you're saying is you honestly have no problem with the community versus what, brother?
I don't have a problem with the community at all. I got people in my family that's gay, bisexual, lesbian.
Right.
Everybody do.
So
friends,
just
family, co-workers, and everything.
But if you do or you don't agree with it, you may say something about it, because we've cracked the jokes online, man, and we've said the things that we've said. It doesn't mean, look, if TR could joke about Mark L's kilt and Mark L could joke about TR having a gay gardener, it's just humor. We crack jokes about you being light skinned or Mark L being dark skinned or whatever. Why is everything so? When it comes
touchy.
here, we can't say anything. Hold on one second, TR. You had something to say, TR?
No, I said touchy. Why is everything?
Yeah, why is everything so touchy right now?
I got a good example of that right now.
Tell us about it.
I look at how people our age and our 40s and our 50s, we grew up different than this generation right here. Everything now is so, they're in their feelings. You're in the competition. There are no losers. You get participation
trophies. TR, is that not your shit?
Trophies, you either win or you lose. Just stop softening up these people and catering to their feelings. Man, it's gonna be hard times in real life.
True.
And when you get out there in the real world, man, these people don't give a damn about you. If your mom and dad didn't toughen you up before you left the house, that's a disservice. So you don't get a participation trophy for everything you do in life.
So let me ask this,
you either do a good job or a bad job. And if you do a bad job, take the constructive criticism, soak it up, and move forward.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that.
I like that.
That's Memphis talking. That's pimping Memphis talk right there.
Making easy money talk right there.
Let me ask you this. So Teal, do you think that there's an agenda? Yes or no?
Oh yeah, I definitely feel there's an agenda.
Now let me ask you this.
I definitely feel there's an agenda.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the agenda is more from a capitalism side or a human rights side? The reason I ask that is because, look, we have Trey Michael on the stream, and she actually did make a statement. She's killing that stream right now. But she put up the statement that it doesn't matter what community you're in, we all have an agenda. The black community has an agenda. The white community has an agenda. The CIS heterosexual community.
What would
has
be the black agenda?
The black agenda is for us to get our rights, for us to be treated.
So
as
is the black agenda for me to turn Superman black?
Well, I don't think that has anything to do with
or to actually highlight the fact that we got a black superhero already ready-made in the Black Panther.
No, no. No,
see, it's different. It's different. It's different.
Well, of course, you don't want to use the both.
They didn't turn Superman black for us. They just said, you know what? We already got a nigga for y'all already made. Let's pull him out. Black Panther. Here you go, niggas.
and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, Mark.
For the LGBTQ community, they should have just brought up one of the.
They should have just brought up Quicksilver. Quicksilver is a ready-made, already high-profile superhero within the LGBT community, and they could have presented Quicksilver and said, okay, you know what? This is his storyline. Quicksilver's gay. He's Magneto's son. Let's go into the backstory of Quicksilver. Black Widow's sister, brother. Ready-made.
Okay. Very well. Okay.
Yeah, and there's already been gay and lesbian characters in the comics over the years anyway.
Yep.
I mean, it's not a new thing. It's just not something they just chose to focus on.
Right.
To like give it so much attention, like just shove it in your face. Okay, dude, we get it. They're gay people. We see them. There's a gay community. We see that too.
We see it.
What do you want me to do?
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
You know, it's too much.
Right. Okay, so TR, do you have a question for Teal while you're here, brother? Or
no, I'm good.
Okay, we good over here. Hey, Teal, man, we appreciate you for calling in, brother, from Memphis, Tennessee.
Yep, yes, sir.
And giving us your opinion on this topic, man. Holding it down over there, a man of the community in himself, working for the fire department, a brother of the military background and all, man.
Yes, sir.
Once again,
and a survivor of Whitehaven.
And a survivor of Whitehaven up there.
Haven's own vet. They should give out a medal for that, boy. I know about that now.
You know. So thank you, brother, for calling in and giving your information on this topic or your opinion on this topic, brother. Thank you. Everybody,
thank you for having me.
And I'm going to holler at you later on, man. I'm saving this number in the phone. I got to give you a call, man. We got to get some more communication with brothers doing outstanding things within the community. Once again, we have a goal to highlight our brothers, man.
Absolutely.
And you are one of the men that I want to highlight with your outstanding work because this man got like 4 jobs.
I mean, 4 jobs. 4 jobs. Helping the community and all of it.
He helping the community and...
That's what I was going to say. I was just going to say, is he a Jamaican?
Right on, Teal, man. Thanks for your call in today.
He's not from Wakanda. He's from Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Yeah, he's from Wakanda. The beige panther in the building.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir. Okay, so go. Yeah, man. Take it easy, brother. Piggybacking on what Brother Teal was saying, man, he definitely believes there's a gay agenda. We've talked about this before, definitely about the fact that it's in the comics. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a statement out of.
Let's go down the list.
I mean, Trey Michael done told us up to
Trey said she was relaxing until she tuned into the Male Review.
This is the Trey Show featuring the Male Review and the leg, y'all. One of the comments I saw, and I'm just gonna paraphrase Trey, just a little bit out there. One thing to realize, man, is you definitely there's no harm with being gay or a part of the LGBTQ LGBTQ community.
A through Z.
Yes, the LGBTQ community.
Can we keep S? Can we keep S?
S, we're
being straight.
Being straight?
Yes.
It's in there, man. That's the thing.
Right.
So just kind of piggybacking off what she is saying, yeah, what you need to know is that, all right, these characters have been out. There have been openly gay characters. That's absolutely true. We do have gay characters. Those that are real comic book heads know that there are characters.
I'm a comic book head.
You're a comic book head.
Yes.
Right. So just knowing that and knowing that these characters are there, one thing that we're seeing is definitely we're seeing them push to the forefront. But I mean, is that a bad thing? Does that mean it's an agenda? Does that mean it's pushed?
Yes,
that they're forcing it upon us.
Once you're altering, it's an agenda. Okay, that's how I feel.
Well, here's the argument, and I'm gonna give you the argument. The reason Black Lives Matter became a movement is because people treated black people like their lives did not matter, right? So let's talk about the trans community. I'm gonna specifically focus on the T in the LGBTQ. Which is
guy
what Dave did.
The person that everybody else in the car is mad at.
Please don't cancel us. I'm only focusing on that piece specifically to make my point. So I need y'all to understand that here from we got some stats here from a human rights campaign. One of the statements that was made here, this was in an article that was pulled in November of 2020 by a writer named Madeline Roberts.
Right.
One of the quotes that she has in this from one of the human rights campaign president. His name is Alphonso David. He made the following statement. Let me go ahead and read this statement to you guys so you can hear it. This year, we reached 2 grim milestones. The Human Rights Campaign has recorded the most deaths of transgender and gender nonconforming people of any year since we began tracking this violence, and we have documented more than 200 total deaths. Every life that we have lost this year and every year had value and did not deserve to be cut short. Divisive and dehumanizing rhetoric from anti-equality political leaders has contributed to the toxic mix of racism, sexism, and transphobia that drives this horrific violence. I need y'all to, let me repeat that last piece. Divisive, dehumanizing rhetoric from anti-equality political leaders has contributed to the toxic mix of racism, sexism, and transphobia that drives this horrific violence. It's on all of us to fight for change at every level and take action to support trans and gender nonconforming people. We must work to dismantle the stigma that so many in the trans and gender nonconforming community face and bring this violence to an end. Again, that's Alphonso David, the Human Rights Campaign president. Now, the reason I brought this up is because what I want you to understand is that yes, we do realize that gay and people of the trans community have been around from the beginning of time. We talk about two-spirited people, especially in the Indian community. We've talked about this before. We absolutely see that. What I need you to understand is what they are screaming about is the treatment of transgender or non-binary people and the murder and the deaths that are caused. Okay? Now, again, not to conflate the two issues, Black people have been screaming about this exact same thing. You can take almost every word, every time you see the word trans or you see non-gender conforming, if you change that to black, it sounds like the same statement. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up is the fact that this is why everybody is screaming about this special, because in the closer, he from the quotes that I've read, people are saying he's using humor to cover up this bigotry against the trans community.
Okay, so let me ask you something.
You saw
let me ask you
special.
something. No, let me ask you something about what you just read, that statement. Sir. Now, did you include Dave Chappelle's good friend that opened up for him at the concert that killed herself? Did they include that into their numbers? I don't know. But what I'm saying is this. I've never seen those numbers. I don't know how to validate those numbers. But what I am saying is this, that the transgender community went after their own after she took up for Dave Chappelle.
True.
So I'm saying this. Are they counting? Did they have 199 including her? Or what was their agenda to even post that? Because here's the thing. Look, nobody's sitting here talking about anybody's death is a good, bad, or indifferent thing. I'm sad for anybody that done lost their life, especially lost their life to violence. But I think that if there was anything that was even closely related to numbers that were panicking numbers, that we would see that all over the news. Why? Because that supports a lot. That supports a lot what they're doing. And I'm not saying that they're not going through a lot of crisis, period. But what I am saying is they're taking everything and making it a thing. The comedy, they're taking and making it a thing.
Okay. All right. So basically, with the comedy and the rhetoric that's used in the comedy, one of the things that's why I brought that article to light, because they were talking about the rhetoric and how easy it is to basically use them as a punchline, to use the trans community as a punchline, and this thing is what's making them feel as though their lives don't matter.
Come on. So what you're saying?
I'm just stating the fact.
So what you're saying? Oh no, because you're speculating. So I'm fixing to speculate and ask you a question. So what you're saying is that the transgender community is saying that because somebody laughed at Dave Chappelle jokes, they're gonna go out there and kill a transgender. Is that what you just said? That's what the transgender community is saying.
Well, no, they're saying that it makes it more permissible.
No, it don't.
You don't think so?
No, it don't. Hold on.
That's a reach.
How often do white people joke about white people? Do black people joke about black people?
Yeah.
Do white people joke about black people? Black people joke about white people.
Correct.
I haven't heard Dave Chappelle crack a white joke and then I said, you know what? I gotta go kill a white man. He right. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's a reach.
It's like they looking for reasons and excuse. That's a reach right there. That is the absolute reach.
Okay.
Like, if I get it. Hatred is there. But if hatred is there, hatred is already there. Correct. So I don't gotta crack a joke. White people already hate LGBT people. It's already there. I didn't listen to Dave Chappelle shit, then wake up Tuesday morning and say, you know what? I don't like them.
Right.
Let me sharpen up my goddamn machete.
I got you.
Come on now.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's just a reach that we're doing. We're trying to make a comedian a political lawmaker.
So do we? Do we ask the comedians to cut down the black jokes because we're getting killed? Do we ask that? Do we say, hey, white people, don't joke about us eating chicken and watermelon?
Well, we do go after them by saying nigga. We have went after them by saying nigga.
I don't care. I don't go after them by saying nigga. I expect the people that created the word to use it.
But as a community, we have went after white comedians that have.
Okay, so guess what? We asked them to stop saying nigga. They asked us to stop saying faggot. We stopped.
So, but we're not killing people or saying that somebody's getting killed.
And we're not killing people because.
We're just saying it's disrespectful. We're not saying that them people that are using the term nigga is going to incite somebody else to come out and kill us because they said nigga on stage. I think it's a reach. I just do.
So shout out to Sunshine7 on the IG stream.
Yep.
Do not censor comedians. People have become way too sensitive and look for shit to be offended about. Okay, thank you, Sunshine. And I think that's what we're saying. It's like, where is the bar for just having a laugh, or a lighthearted nature, or even just a disagreement?
But a laugh at your expense only hurts you.
It don't.
And listen, a laugh at your expense only hurts you as much as you allow it.
Okay, there you go. As much as you allow. Now, there you go. As much as you allow.
You gotta listen to Markel's whole statement now. Markel makes sense.
But again, kind of like what? Okay, so Trey Michael on the stream has a statement up there that makes sense.
Let's go down Trey's litany.
The Trey, we don't call it the Trey Michael stream on Yale Radiocast, because baby. Trey Michael owns that stream right now.
The Trey Wall. Let's go down Yale Radiocast. Even Yale Radiocast, the organization, has an agenda. I truly do, Trey. But guess what? It does not involve exclusion of everybody else when you mention Yale Radiocast.
Correct.
Right.
I agree.
It doesn't propagate.
But whoa, wait, Trey. I don't expect everybody to talk to Yale Radiocast in positivity, because when you talk about Dylan Yale, you definitely say Dylan Yale's an asshole.
Right.
What would it look like if I say, oh, somebody called me an asshole, they need to be fired?
Right.
I got you.
And we're not saying that the sky's falling because you say some shit about Yale Entertainment or you don't want to watch Yale Entertainment. The transgender is honestly saying that people are going out in mass shootings and murders or whatever off of the transgender community, and I just don't see that. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I'm saying that if they don't agree, if a transgender don't agree with the trans community, they even go after them. So I would have to say,
Okay, so once again, let's go into this next comment. Every person, every group, every institution has an agenda, even if they don't know they do. Yeah.
I believe
it's something, right. But does that agenda include superiority over your opinion or inclusion
of your opinion? You take the good, you take the bad, you take the both that you have.
How you doing, Trey?
Now, one thing I do see that she also said on that stream is Dave Chappelle has no business making fun of an oppressed group that he is not a part of. Further internalized oppression is a thing. How many black people you know that don't like their own? We know plenty. T.R. don't like many black people. Well, let me be specific. T.I. don't like black people who have excuses. Let's be very specific.
Once again, let me go down the list because everybody does not see the entire run of Trey Michael's opinions. So I want to go down the list, and we want to address with quick hits. Heterosexual sex and relationships are all over the media, comic books, cartoons, music. I agree. We hear it in music. We see it in music. We see it in comic books.
Heterosexual
we do see it because I mean, and it may not even be sex. It just maybe say, hey, this man is with this woman. Right. Okay. I agree with that. So I have no problem with that. So what is your thoughts on the Little Mermaid being black? Oh, yeah. I wasn't with it. Once again.
I wasn't with it.
The Little Mermaid is a ready-made character. I already gave my opinions on this. If you want a black mermaid, create a black fucking mermaid that ain't named Ariel. It's Rashikwa.
So what you're saying is you're beyond the point of feeling like y'all are wrong because you didn't represent my community. You're more to the point of, okay, that's who you thought it was.
Wasn't the Little Mermaid's sidekick black? Little Mermaid had a sidekick. If I remember the cartoon.
Was the Little Mermaid sidekick black? I know you. Can
it was a crab, wasn't it? It was a big-eyed crab.
I think there was a sidekick or something that might have been of African American descent. I had to research that.
I haven't seen the Little Mermaid,
but I've already gave my opinion when I said they tried to do the black Superman. I'm like, that don't make sense. Okay. Create a black superhero that got.
See, Dallin is a purist. He's across the board.
Hold on. I want y'all to read that. Read that one up on the board.
I call bullshit on what about children thing. Yeah, we
that
are
was
all.
Me.
Yeah, that's for
that
you.
That was me. So let me respond once you read it. Go ahead.
Okay. I call bullshit on what about the children thing. Yeah, we are all programmed to think that heterosexuality is the only right way.
Okay, so let me respond. Trey, I know you be coming for me because you love me. You love me and I love you. So let's go with that. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not going to allow you to program my damn kids when I can program them. And that's just what it is. If you're on the outside and you're looking at the idea of me saying that, okay, you know what? I'm going to sit up here and tell you you can't program your kid and stifle your kid and be over your kid like this or whatever. But guess what? When they look at TV and they see all of these things pandering to their thought pattern and programming, and you don't call that programming? You don't call that programming. So let me program my damn kid because I really don't care about your damn kids. Not to that degree. I care about the future and to make sure that they're all right. But as far as, different little small things or whatever, or either just getting their mindset ready for the world, let me program them. I'm like, I agree 100% on who was that just dialing? Who was on the show on the Breakfast Club that me and you was talking about? That said that Tupac would have definitely agreed with him if he was still alive. Louisiana rapper. No, Louisiana rapper.
Boosie.
Oh, Lil Boosie.
I agree with Boosie. I agree with Boosie, but Boosie didn't articulate it like it should have been. Now, I will say this. You're thinking too harshly of the word programming. If I don't program my kids, you sure gonna damn program my kids.
Right.
So So that's what I would have to say. So, you know, I wouldn't call bullshit on my damn kids because I ain't worried about nothing but what I tell them and how I raise them to try to deal with this real world. That's it.
Right. And I'll say this, like, okay, so, and I'm story time with Dylan.
Story time with Dylan. Shout out to that.
Years ago, I worked for this company called Athlete's Foot, right? And the owners of that chain were two women, lesbian couple, gay couple, married. And they had a son. And everybody in the company didn't feel any type of way like, oh no, everybody in the company probably felt like they was going to raise that child with their personal ideologies and beliefs. We didn't question it or say it was wrong. But what you shouldn't say is how I feel like I should raise my sons, Tyron Khalil and Devin Trayvon, based off of my beliefs. Now, I do have an obligation to probably teach my sons to say, hey, we're here, they're here. You don't have to hate them. Just understand that there's different beliefs in the world.
Right.
And I think that's what we're losing in the understanding.
Right.
That everybody's going to have a different beliefs. Once again, you said earlier about me and TR's different belief behind religion. Whatever. Don't mean I hate my brother.
Right.
We have different views on that. It drops off. We know not to even talk about it.
Okay.
Oh, we talk about it. We talk about it. And we got a
about
stopping point. We got a stopping point.
And we got exactly.
Absolutely.
And we got a stopping point.
Right.
And you know what that stopping point is, my brother? Respect. Respect is the stopping point, and that's what's not giving in this damn argument. The transgender is not sitting up there being fair with the ignorance of where Dave Chappelle is. Dave Chappelle said he sat down and only understood when he had a conversation with his friend that just died. So until he had that conversation.
All right, so this next comment, it's not about wanting your kids to be any one thing. Shit, me. Anyways, it's about wanting them to feel safe to be whomever they truly are. But guess what? We as parents mold them into who they are.
Exactly.
Anyways, so if we only show relationships as acceptable, then folks can feel safe to veer from y'all's belief and that ain't hetero is bad. No, if I want my son to be a straight man, I can say, hey, nigga, this ain't what you supposed to do. You ain't supposed to wear a dress like Markel. But listen, kilt. But if somebody is wearing a kilt, Devin, that's just what they're doing. These are my principles based off of my history, based off my bloodline, based off of my ancestral background of how we do things in our village.
Correct.
Right.
If them motherfuckers want to put on mascara, Devin or Tyron, let them motherfuckers put on mascara, Devin and Tyron. But this is how we do it in this village.
Right.
Right. Right.
Now, are they ostracized from the village if they choose that?
No, just say the motherfuckers got on bad mascara, Devin.
Well, I'm just gonna call a duck a duck. You know what I'm saying? Look, and I'm being honest. Now, I'm not being humorous when I say that. Look, don't try to trample. And now Dave Chappelle said it best. Don't punch down on me just because you chose different.
Don't punch down on me because you chose different. Yes, sir.
Just understand that I'm different.
I would love
just understand that I'm different.
Miss Carla to call in on this topic.
And I would have to say, Trey Michaels, a couple of little punches or whatever, because you feel a certain kind of way. I don't know if it's the way my delivery. I don't know if it's my delivery or what, but I still love you, sweetie. But I still say that this is that you are honestly pandering to the idea of a soft answer for a hard world. And what I mean by that is this. Listen to me. I say this. I say the same thing earlier, but you might not have heard me, so I'll reiterate it. If I don't program my kids with the sheer meaning of what program means, damn it, the world is going to program them to whatever they walk upon the first time. Guess what? It's a lot of kids that like that song that Lil Nas X sings, right? So if somebody else is letting them grow free and they see Lil Nas X and they say, oh, he's kissing a woman, and I like him. Why? Because he's famous and he's rich. You meant to tell me that those aren't influences. So I'm sitting up here saying, I will program my damn kids. Don't worry about my damn kids. I'll program my kids.
If I got daughters, I'm going to definitely program them to not be these little thoughts bopping around here.
Exactly, the same way.
Let's put the sexual preference thing to the side. And the general, because she don't like that too.
Of course.
If I don't want my daughter out here twerking and popping and bopping her pussy, guess what? And the way it seems like she's saying is, well, if they want to pop their pussy, let them pop their pussy, darling.
Right. Really? No.
But I'm going to go on this comment. If you gay, you got to hide. That's some bullshit. I could go into a job and act gay and get a job. But I can't go into a job and act like a nigga.
I agree with. I absolutely tell you that Trey Michaels, if she had a thug son going out there shooting up every damn thing, where would you be at, Trey Michaels?
Whoa. If she had a thug son to go into a job interview, twisting his head, shit, goddamn shit. I don't know, goddamn. I'm just trying to get a goddamn job, nigga. Shit, you ain't gonna tell me to damn pull my pants up, and if you do, you treat me indifferent. Goddamn shit, shawty, goddamn, don't worry about my tattoos and my tear on my eye, goddamn it, cause equality, bitch. Equality in this bitch. Slime, goddamn slime, shit. You gonna treat me like motherfucking Rasmussen over there, nigga, shit, goddamn.
Right.
Fuck you talking about?
Fuck
you talking about, nigga? Fuck you talking about? Shit, treat me equal, nigga. You're like Quantavius, that is not how you're supposed to act. Quantavius. That is not how I taught you to be, son.
So
shit, goddamn, ma. I'm just saying, shit. That motherfucker ain't even know how to hammer a goddamn nail, mama. Shit, goddamn. At least I know how to hammer a nail. That nigga was looking at his motherfucking nails and not hammering a nail, ma. How he get the job and I didn't? Well, Quantavius, because of the agenda.
Not because of the agenda.
And you know what? And you know what, Trey? You absolutely right with what you just said about the heterosexual versus the homosexual. And guess what? I do not teach my kids any kind of sexuality because I tell them, like I said the last section with the high school daughter, when she was in there talking about her friend, if y'all remember that. I said, because y'all shouldn't be having sex because you can't handle responsibility. You're not grown. So guess what? You shouldn't be having sex. So we're not going to have a sex talk because you shouldn't be doing that anyway. And what did Trey Michaels say? She said, well, they're going to do it anyway. Well, you should be able to handle the consequences. And these are all consequences. Period.
Right. So once again, let's just go down the line because Trey owns this show at this moment. Some humor can be harmful. If you weak. If you weak, we ain't got time. We ain't got time. If you weak. I am okay with keeping characters as they have always been. I feel that is superficial. Of course you do, because you're on the side of the Read the Rainbow. I thought about it was Superman's son that was gay, which is situational. Whatever. Folks can shut the fuck up and let LGBT A through Z relationships just be. That's what we're saying. We want to let them just be, but they want to actually supersede what we're saying. Trey,
that's harsh.
What I'm trying to say is we're trying to let them be.
That's harsh, though.
But they're trying to actually come over on our field and say, oh, we want to play flag football with y'all motherfuckers too.
But see, they've been covered up for so long.
But I'm just saying, saying to shut the fuck up for
it. And you're right.
They've been covered up for so long.
I do get it. It's like I'm
here.
The point, right? And as they do come through the door all flamboyant, I'm here with a pirouette. I get it.
and you know what? The frustration.
I said it.
The frustration, Trey. The frustration. Come on, man. We cooler than that. And folks should just shut the fuck up. Come on, we're all communicating, and that's what Trey, we're saying. We shouldn't shut the fuck up.
I got it, Trey. You sound like white people when they say black people should shut the fuck up about equality.
Well, see, now that let me go ahead and let me throw in on that part right there.
Right.
That's the conversation. Is there another call?
We just missed a call. Call back 678-586-9241.
That's the conversation. The conversation is, and that's the thing, trying to draw the line between what is one social issue for one social group versus what is another social issue for another social group. That's the conversation, right? So one of the big things, of course, is, we try to push forward the Black Lives Matter movement to let them know that Black lives do indeed matter because they've been covered up and they've been treated as otherwise for so long.
Right.
I think it's the same thing or similar in the LGBTQ community.
Right.
Because it's been covered up and had to be pushed into, and in the case of using Superman's son as being gay, it's been hidden in the phone booth. So like the closet, the proverbial closet.
Copyright says on the IG stream.
Copyrights on the IG
They have
stream.
changed Lois Lane to Lewis Lane.
Look.
Come on.
Listen. Listen.
Come on, y'all.
I don't see a problem. Here's my thing. I don't see a problem because here's one thing I do know. They reimagine comic books all the time. For so long, we thought the Green Lantern was the Green Lantern. White dude, green hair,
Mark L.
all that wonderful
No.
stuff.
I'm not gonna let you do it.
No.
I'm not gonna let you do it.
We got Hal Jordan.
This is where you shut up.
This is where I'm STF.
They are two different characters. See what I'm saying?
They are.
Yes,
but they added a Green Lantern,
and that's
and then
what
they
I'm saying.
created the Green Lantern Corps.
If you want to add Green Twine, add Green Twine.
They add another Green Lantern. Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
My lantern is pink on you, bitches.
No, it's still green.
Well, I don't think that Mark should shut the fuck up. No, that's and that's my narrative.
No. Y'all already know Mark ain't gonna never shut the fuck up.
I know he ain't.
But that's what I'm saying.
Hey, shout out to anybody who knows me. Shut the fuck up.
But the reason I'm saying that, like, if Traker said, "Why can't I?"
But that's what exactly. That's my point. Look, this was going wrong.
You can't say your opinion, but you're telling us we need to shut the fuck up on our opinion.
Right.
Well,
that's where we're going wrong.
Kinda,
we're not having a conversation.
That touches on the last segment of the show, believe it or not, on where we talk about where is the line for LGBTQ
versus
the heterosexual opinion.
I love my lines.
That's the thing, and that's a good question, because at the end of the day, when do we have this conversation, y'all? When do we have a real damn conversation?
I want people. I also want people on the IG stream. Shout out to y'all. Call in 678-586-9241.
We want some opinions before we get out of here, because we are officially in Mayor Review overtime.
Yeah, but
it's 1:30. We were supposed to end this off at 1.
But it's a good topic. This is what happens when you let the ball free.
It is a great topic.
I think we're just trying to come to a common understanding between the world of Trey Michael.
The world of Trey Michael. And everything else. Y'all are terrible. Trey gonna come up here, and y'all know what happens when Trey comes up here.
Yeah, she bring food.
Oh yeah, that is true. We do be hungry. Now that I can definitely agree on. People do need food. That's absolutely.
Hey,
we all agree
no
on
matter
that.
what your orientation is.
Yep,
we can all
eat. That's true.
Sometimes,
but
that's the same thing. But
that's a good question. That's a good question when we think about it. Where is the line between this? When do we actually sit down and have this conversation for real? For real, I think one of the things. Let me just go ahead and because we're in overtime, let me just go ahead and give my opinion of the special. I thought the special was brilliant. Now let me tell you why. Because again, I thought it was like a conversation, and if nothing else, it was a conversation starter. Now, do I think his delivery left a lot to be desired? Perhaps.
Man, come on.
Hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. His delivery left a lot to be desired because, of course, most comedy is harsh, and it's supposed to be, because the comedians tend to say things that we think that we never say out loud. Do I think it was harsh in his delivery? In some spots.
Ain't no
Do I think? Look, this is my motherfucking opinion.
Yeah, it's his moment. Let him have it, because I want my next
overtime, and I can say motherfucking opinion.
Yeah,
I digress.
Okay, this is my motherfucking opinion.
You are right.
I like the show. I did enjoy it. Do I think some of his stuff, his delivery was harsh? Just because I do have friends in the LGBTQ community, I definitely believe that his delivery has. Okay, I'll hold up. I'm gonna finish it though.
Yale Radiocast, the Mail Review. Thank you for calling in. We are talking about the hottest of topic.
Yes.
Who do we have on the line?
And you step off work and come out to the back. It's copyright.
He copyright. Shout out to another artist that's going to be on the Indie Circuit Showcase. Copyright.
What's up, copyright?
What's happening, copyright?
Listen. Let me say this before I go further. I'm not a homophobic person. I actually have friends that are gay.
Okay.
I just feel like every time somebody mentions something, here comes this cancel culture. They come in, they say, no, fuck you, that's bad. You can't say that. You can't do this, can't do that. When is it going to end? Because when it gets put in front of us as the rest of the world, we're pressured to deal with it. We can't say, oh, no, we can't do that, and then we can't cancel them out. So how is it a one-way street all the time?
That's a good question, Copyright. That's the thing.
Right. They could do no wrong.
I'm just saying, it's like, you gotta look at it like, I can sit here all day. Like, for instance, everybody knows how many specials has Dave Chappelle done that he's talked about this?
Plenty. 3 at least.
Yeah. Plenty.
At least.
Plenty times. And how many times has he said, I have transsexual friends?
Yeah.
He states that. And I'm pretty sure he runs it by these people before he probably doesn't care anyway. But it's Dave Chappelle. But it's just every time we get pressured to deal with, like, for instance, this Superman situation. They're gonna do it anyway. They're gonna do it. Doesn't matter. They're gonna push it, and we can't do nothing about it. But as soon as we think that it's wrong, or we say something out of the way as the straight community, it becomes the biggest issue in the world. And whoever said it, they want them done, they want them finished, and that's it.
Right.
I understand you, brother.
Why can't everybody just be? I'm not saying pressure. Don't push it in front of people's eyes, but us as the other side, they need to be open to what we got to say as well. If everybody's open to what everybody says, I think things will be a little bit easier, or we can all shut the fuck up.
So basically, your thought process is that if you want to be included, then you have to vote for inclusion. And inclusion comes with a lot of different things. It comes with people having disparaging remarks.
Yeah.
It comes with people making jokes.
Right.
It also comes with people who will champion your cause. It comes with people who will donate to your cause, and it's people that will carry your cause. But it's an all-inclusive thing.
Or it comes with people who will champion your cause with the understanding that everything you do ain't right.
Yeah, it's a situation where
I can actually go out and because I have, as a admin in these Facebook groups, given some fights for LGBT and transgender. Why is that motherfucker here? And I'm like, hold up, who the hell do you think you are?
Correct.
To say that they can't be. So I have fought the LGBT fight for them.
Right.
But I had to also, on the flip side, let them know, hey, you can't just say whatever you want to because you are.
Right.
So
I'm not going to protect you. All of y'all,
you may be wrong on some things.
In your opinion, everybody is an asshole. So I got you.
No, in everybody's opinion, I'm the asshole.
Yeah, well, I mean, but you feel the same way.
Yeah.
No. So everybody gets the same rights from you.
Yeah.
An asshole. If I think you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
Yeah, the broad brush.
I feel you on that. And you're right, brother.
It's just like a couple years ago, I did a showcase at A3C Festival, and it was an LGBT event.
How did you feel about that?
My support. I came out. A lot of came up to me at that event and asked me. They asked me, "Why did you perform here? You're not LGBT." I said, "I didn't say I was, but I support whatever decision you want to make." You know what I'm saying? It's no harm this way. But they still harass me and scrutinize me for being there.
Now,
it's a one-way street. And it's retarded.
Let me ask you this. Hold it, because that's a good one. Now, hold on, Copyright.
Right.
Are you saying the LGBTQ community criticized you for being there because you were not LGBTQ?
Yes.
Or did you say the people outside the community? Really?
Yes. I was there because I remember that was during the actual festival.
I'm gonna be
honest. And the girl that had the show, she was a stud.
Okay.
And so I came through, and then there was a few lesbians. They were cool with me. I was like, all right, cool. They weren't the bullish kind. They were pretty. But
the bullish kind.
Besides that,
some of them chicks be
I had a couple of studs come up to me and get out of pocket, and I'm like, Like, one really tried to press me, like, got in my face. Was like, "You're not even supposed to be here." I'm like, "What the hell kind of shit is this?" Like,
so you said they tried to exclude you because you're heterosexual.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So they do
so
only
like,
want
you want people to support you, but then when they do, you don't want it.
No, to me, it appears that they want us totally out of their realm, but they want to be able to dabble in our world. That's the sentiments that rings to me. Oh, don't tell us what to do over here on our show.
But let us come on to your show.
But we gonna come on to your show. You can't tell us what to do on our show. But we can tell you what to do on your motherfucker. We can tell you what to do on your show.
This motherfucker here.
T.I.
You know what? That would be a great show for y'all if y'all were to bring somebody.
We've already done it.
I don't know. That might be too much. But bring them from the LGBT community for this type of interview.
Well, I mean, we got T.I. in here, so well, you know, he got his gardener. But no.
That would make me gay by having a garden.
I will be front line. I will be right in there. I'll be like, yo.
But this is the thing. Well, listen, copyright. Listen. Let me reel this back in, brother. We never know who we bring in here who is a part of the community. I'm gonna be honest. I know, but it's not my business. Yeah, it's well, we don't ask. Number one, number two, it's not my business to tell.
Right.
Number three, it's no concern because we're not bringing you in here because of your sexual orientation.
Right.
We're bringing you in here because we're talking about your music. We're talking about your business. We're talking about your qualities. We're talking about your community service. We're talking about who you are as a person. We're talking about your upbringing. We don't give a damn
what you do in your bedroom.
What you do in your bedroom. So yeah, we have plenty of people come up in here that have admitted, hey, shout out to Rap Analytics. They just had a gay rapper and J2 come up in here, and we were talking about how J2 killed these dudes when he go into battle with them. We really didn't care about his sexual orientation. It came up, but we wasn't bringing him in here because he was a gay rapper. Okay, we see it. And what the anger is with maybe myself and a lot of other people is we're really not caring about your sexual orientation. We're caring about how you're trying to force it upon us when we're trying to love you as a person.
It's unfortunate.
Oh, did I go on my run? My bad. I didn't mean to go on my run.
You good?
No, he's not.
No, you good, man. You sound like Ric Flair over the phone.
I am the nature boy. My mama nickname was Mother Nature. My mama nickname was Mother Nature. I'm the nature boy.
Well, right on. Well, brother,
I was waiting for you to hit one of those.
Whoa! Hey, let me end it off with this. If you don't like it, learn to live with it, cause it's the best thing going today. Woo! Woo!
Well, brother Copyright, thank you for your calling and thank you for your opinions today. Thank you for joining the Male Review and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Yes.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Have a good one.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
I think we gained a little bit more insight. I know we can't go too long. We're trying to wrap it up.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm gonna just go ahead and put one more statement out there. Just a piece from Trey Michael. I did not say y'all have to STF you or shut the fuck up. Y'all misrepresented.
Because we're part of y'all.
I was talking about society at large that are trying to keep the LGBTQ folks in hiding. White folks have the power in our society. They are not a minoritized group. They are empowered. Het folks have power based on the het relationships being the acceptable norm. LGBTQ folks, like black folks and other subgroups, have been minoritized. All these false equivalencies are being made. Now, again, I wanted to definitely bring truth forward and definitely let you know we're not trying to conflate one issue against the other. What I say is it falls under the umbrella, which at the end of the day, when we think about Dave's special, the closer, one of his final points was people are having a human experience. A human experience. That doesn't have anything to do with your gender. That has nothing to do with your sex. Has nothing to do with your choices as far as living in this planet. It just has everything to do with you being a human being. And human beings experience trauma of all kinds. What we are saying in essence is that we are having a human experience. So again, I'm gonna go around the room before we cut this off eventually, because we can talk about this all day, brother. You already know. We are men who have things to say. I like the special. I think some of his points were delivered harshly from his standpoint, but as a critically acclaimed special, I can look at it in my critical viewpoint. I'm gonna give it an A. I definitely enjoyed the special. I enjoyed the message he was trying to impart. There were some points that were uncomfortable. However, I think that overall, he definitely got his point across. Dylan, you saw it like
that
3
nigga shit was a pillow to me. I don't think it could have got more comfortable than it got. I don't know if it was comfortable to you, because he was not harsh with his delivery.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to say one thing.
I mean, Martin Luther King and everybody all end up wearing booty shorts. That's a lot. But I can laugh because I have a sense of humor.
So shout out to Trey Michael. I am not in favor of canceling Dave Chappelle.
She definitely is not a cancel culture person.
I want to be clear on that. I don't rock with cancel culture movements at all.
And that's the problem.
I just want to tell community to shut the fuck up. Anyways, that's what she said.
Yes.
I do have a comment once again on the stream. Hot topic, but very good. From somebody who inboxed me, who will remain anonymous, who works in the school system.
Okay.
Did you know that even goes down to the school-age children? In middle schools, a student has the right to be called they or them if they do not want to be identified by their government name, nor by he or she. The teacher has to refer to that student as they or them. And the teacher cannot even discuss it with the parent of the student. If the student shares with the counselor that he or she identifies as A through Z community, that information cannot be shared with the student parent by any school employee without facing consequences.
Now this is a interesting realm here.
And this seems like a topic we'll come back to.
Because
there should be another show.
What we're taught in school is gender. Another show.
She is a changing, sir.
Right, another show.
The world day.
Well, we need to do that one. We need to do that one, though. We need to do that one.
The world day is a changer.
Another show.
Because wow. Just fucking wow. We need to do another show on that one.
So that's my opinion on the special. I give it an A. I'm gonna say A minus.
Okay, well, I actually give this one a C plus.
A C plus. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because of, it seemed like this was the direct focus.
Yeah.
And after a while, it doesn't become funny because it seems like you, Dave Chappelle, have an agenda.
But don't we all? That's
but don't we all? But so the thing is, I'm not in disagreeing with anything that he said. It's just that if you're doing a stand-up comedy, give Dylan stand-up comedy.
Gotcha.
I didn't tune in to see Dave Chappelle only talk about the LGBTQ A through Z, A, B, C, F, Y, Z, exclude S for straight community.
Okay.
Give me everything that you are, Dave Chappelle. Because I know he is that guy that can talk about this, and this.
Yeah.
And this was the direct target. So it seemed like Dave Chappelle had an agenda to be. And I was a little bit upset about that because it seemed like, I know what you're trying to do.
Right.
I agree that it needed to be done.
But
because what needed to be done, he explained in the end of the line statement. Don't be down on my people.
Got you. Being the people that are into comedy and the
black people.
Is that what you got?
That's what I got.
Okay.
I got black
Fair
people.
enough. Right.
Because he kept on circling around. You could do this, but black people can't do that.
True.
If you look at that whole comedy special, the colored people can do this, but the colored people can't do that.
Correct. Oh, there you go. That's a good statement. That's a sound bite. The colored
people can do this,
but the colored
people can't do that.
Interesting.
And that's how I kind of like took that. I love Dave Chappelle. He's my guy. He's always been one of my favorites.
Yes.
It didn't just start with some recent run about comments about the LGBT.
Loved Dave for a long time.
I've always loved how he kind of like corrals things from a logical perspective.
In his worldview.
You know what I'm saying? Half Baked, one of my favorite
Boy.
One of my favorite movies.
Listen.
You know, everything that he does is just humorous to me.
Correct.
So that's how I routed that up. TR, what you got, bro?
Yep. What you got, T?
I would have to say honestly, grading that show, it was an A for me. It was an A for me also, just like Mark L. And here's why it was an A for me. It was an A for me because I got 2 degrees of loving comedy. I got just wacky, silly, stupid, and I got intellectual, provocative comedy. I like for things of, and I think that Dave Chappelle has honed, and this is why I say he's the GOAT, because he's the GOAT at provocative thinking. He will make you, and I would say that anybody that picked a side looking at this really didn't see it. You need to see it 20 times and pick out every little word that he said, because he's very meticulous. He's very dissecting of things or whatever, and he will round things out and get to the point that you're even thinking of yourself. And that's what I'm saying. It's not like he championed the anti-gay run. He didn't champion the full-on gay run, and he didn't champion nobody without the question of, hey, what if? You're looking at this, you're looking at that. Like Dylan just spoke on about the race. He spoke on that. How can you be more black LGBT community on the idea of being more equal as your sexuality than you are your blackness? So I found it being very provocative. I mean, when he made the statement about, you know, the baby can shoot somebody in Walmart, can shoot a nigga in Walmart, but when you hurt a gay person's feelings, you get more punch in your punching down than you would killing another motherfucking human being. So I was like very, very high on the idea of what he was trying to sell, but people only bought it for this ingredients, but ignore that ingredients, but then want to get mad and didn't even see that it might have included something that was just for you. So he was saying basically out of everything that, yo, if nothing else, we're human beings, and we need to have a human response of our experience. We need to have a human response for our human experience, meaning that this guy that he hired on, when he sat down, he got more enlightenment than what he originally had when it came from the transgender. And he said that the guy was just saying, you don't have to understand where I'm coming from, just understand that I'm having a human moment. And that's what we're saying. Me and Darlin, we're saying that we don't give a shit who you have sex with, but let us respect you as a human being, that, hey, if a motherfucker trying to chase you down a damn road just because they feel like you're a homosexual, then guess what? If I got it in me, I will try to defend you as a person, as a human being. So I honestly say that I would give Dave Chappelle an A. Is it his best stand-up? I don't think it was his best stand-up. But I think that honestly, it was up there. Why? Because just like the Clayton Bigsby, it provoked me to say, how in the hell, what's so genius about this dude? Is he saying, how can you be so stupid, society, as to have a guy that's a black white supremacist? It's just as stupid as having people that can see color and be prejudiced against it. Come on. Come on. If you didn't get that intelligence, then hell, you didn't get Dave Chappelle. So that's what I got, fellas.
Okay. Well, right on, T.R. So, okay. So y'all know, you know your boy, I don't really dig math like that, but I still have some knowledge behind it. So that means I've given it an A-. Dollar gave it a C+. Is that what you did?
C+, because I expected more.
TR gave it an A.
What he did go into was A+, but I expected more than just that.
I got you.
And also got this article we're going to pull up. Go ahead.
Yep. And with TR going ahead and giving it a solid A.
A solid
definitely.
A. Solid A.
Solid A. That means that Dave got a B. A solid B on that special.
And you can't argue with that.
That's the male review. He got a solid B on that. Again, if you haven't had a chance to check this out, I think y'all should check it out. If you're able to kind of look at it from a critical standpoint, then I think you will find some points in there that you will enjoy. One of the final things that we want to talk about a little bit is we've been talking a little bit around her, but let's talk about the transgender comedian that Dave was actually focusing on and talking about in a very heartfelt way. I mean, I felt his emotion for the late transgender comedian Daphne Dorman, who he actually focused on, and it talked about the family of Daphne Dorman, who he highlights in his showcase, basically stating that he is an LGBTQ ally and meant the absolute world to her. Now, this is the thing. Basically what has happened, and I'm just paraphrasing here because we are in overtime, the family is in support of Dave and Dave's special and what he talked about. The family of the late transgender. Now here's the story. Just kind of I'm gonna try to give it a high level view so not to spoil it for you. Daphne Dorman was a transgender comedian who actually did succumb. She actually committed suicide, and shout out to her family and definitely my condolences. Some 9 days after Dave did a special, and she came out in defense of him. Now, we don't know all the things that were going on. I'm not going to speculate on all the things that were happening in her life. But according to her and according to her family, she adored Dave Chappelle, and Dave seemingly adored her as well in the conversation. One of the things that we want to pay attention to is that because she was also a member of the transgender community, she looked at Dave as comedy. She adored and worshipped his comedy and his ability to deliver comedic information, okay, basically as a stand-up comedian. So just like we can...
Let me read this article.
Go ahead and read the piece. Yeah.
As he began to close the show out, Chappelle launched into the story about his friend and fellow comedian Daphne Dorman, a transgender woman he struck up a friendship with after bonding over their shared humor and their ability to have an open conversation about identity.
Yes.
He had previously referred to their friendship in his 2019 Netflix special Sticks and Stones and credited Dorman for defending him against similar admonishment after some of his jokes in the set were labeled transphobic. The crowd let out a sigh of gasp when Chappelle stated that Dorman had taken her own life in October 2019, a few weeks after sticking up for him online. I don't know what trans community did for her, Chappelle said, but I don't care because I feel like she wasn't their tribe. She was mine and was a comedian in her soul.
Now, what that says to me is that, and just like with black people, we can hear jokes at our expense and still realize that this person necessarily didn't mean harm to us, right? But that they were in the spirit of comedy. I'm going to tell you, my family, we talked to Teal earlier from Memphis.
Yes.
My family base is Memphis, Tennessee. In case those that don't know, I'm from Chicago, but my family base is in Tennessee because that's where my grandmother was born and raised. I count that as the cradle. But let me just say this. Here's what I know. The comedy that I've heard about people from Memphis being backward, the comedy that I've heard from people that are country being backward, I'm able to laugh at that comedy and move forward because I know I'm not that person. I know that that's not representative of me, but I can also laugh in knowing that somewhere deep down it is representative of me. Somewhere deep down, these are things that we do. These are things that we see. What he was saying in essence in talking about Daphne was the fact that she was a comedian, meaning she was a person. Okay? She was a person. It doesn't matter how she identified. It just matters that she was a person who was into comedy. And from a comedy standpoint, she adored Dave Chappelle. Her family has co-signed that. And Dave actually adored her, which is what allegedly gives him the ability to be someone who's not against the transgender community, but someone who is a person that is for people in general.
Right.
Okay? So that's what this article is talking about. I'm going to just say, here's what I know. People are complicated, okay? There are things that we can laugh at, there are things that we cry about, and there are things that affect us, and there are things that challenge us, and there are things that set us on fire, man, on fire moments. There are things that make us laugh at ourselves, there are things that make us laugh at each other. I think it's all about a human experience, period. And if I think in my parting shots, I think if you can allow yourself to be human for just 5 minutes, allow yourself to be human, I think that we can come to the table and have this conversation about life mattering. Not whose lives, but life in general mattering.
Okay, so
that's my thought.
All right. Good wrap up for you.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and shout out to Miss Phoenix 730.
Yep.
Said, stop punching down on my people. and I'm going to pull up that article where in that same article, following up, Chappelle finished the show by declaring he's hitting pause on jokes about the LGBTQ community until he and the LGBTQ community could both be laughing together again.
Hey.
I'm telling you, it's done. I'm done talking about it. He concluded, all I ask for your community with all humanity.
Humanness.
Will you please stop punching down on my people?
On comedians. Not on black people.
I'm thinking it's black people.
I'm thinking it's comedians.
I'm thinking it's both.
She was one of his people.
I'm thinking it's both.
You think, and it could be both. Absolutely could be both.
I'm thinking it's both.
This motherfucker too PR. You good? You try. I like your PR.
I'm just saying.
Because behind, and I'm gonna say why I say this, because behind every LGBT comment, he circled it around to black people.
Of course, which is what
he didn't circle it around to comedians.
Right.
He circled it around to but black people.
Correct.
Y'all could do this. We can't do this. Y'all could do this shit. We can't do this shit.
Stop punching down on
y'all
my people.
Motherfuckers could do this shit. We can't. And that's why I think it's about color.
The color.
And not the comical value of it. I may be wrong. Y'all may be right.
You're not necessarily wrong.
Right.
Because, and that's the beauty of it though, darling. That's the beauty right there. Yeah. That right there. Yeah. Because we can all look at a piece of art and all have different opinions.
Right. That's why it's art. That is why it's art.
That's why the male review is art.
Okay, so TR, close it out, brother.
Okay, I would say this. If you don't understand anything that we're saying on this forum, then you basically have turned us off. You have gotten your feelings hurt, and as everybody understands me, they know that the number one thing is I tell you to get out your feelings first and have an honest conversation, because a lot of people have told me that, it's just the way you say things or whatever. But
that's how he said it.
It's how you mentioned it.
Yeah. But guess what? Certain times that you need to understand me instead of demanding that I understand you. That's it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Male Review. We are in Male Review Overtime. We are on the flagship show, the Male Review, with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen on Yale Radiocast.com. Stay tuned. Y'all, listen. T.I. Specifically from Trey Michael. T.R., you know I still love you, boo. I don't give a fuck what you be talking about, but I still love you though, boo.
Hey, that's what we be telling y'all. That's what we be telling y'all, and this is what I be telling y'all. I ain't got shit for fucking strangers. Okay. I ain't got shit to prove to you or for you or whatever. But with me and my family, when me and my folks have disagreements, we still have love.
Yes.
Hey, I love the leg.
Hey, Trey said she loved all of the leg, but that's gonna be on Markel after dark. Y'all stay tuned when we figure out all the leg.
I'm gonna bring some food.
Well, now you done just won the show over with the food. Now that's what
why she ain't here now?
I know, right?
Hey, appreciate you, Trey Michael. We appreciate everybody.
Copyright, Brother Teal,
man.
Sister Patrice.
Man, Patrice, this was a good show. This was a good show with numerous opinions, man.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? If you want inclusion, let's just all be included together and say,
I like you. I like what you're doing.
Nigga, your makeup ugly.
No, stop it.
Right, you can say that. You
should be able to say that.
You should be able to say that.
Nigga, your hairline dialing out. Like, you know what? You right.
Yeah. Pick your makeup game up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you again for taking your time out of your Saturday to join the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with that early morning leg. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on Yale.
We were stroking for quite a while with that leg.
Listen, we gave you a lot of leg. We gave you extra leg. You see what I'm saying? So thank you for tuning in to Yale Radiocast. Thank you for tuning in to the flagship show, the Male Review. We thank you for joining us on this Saturday. Absolutely. And definitely tune in again next Saturday, 11 to 1, where we give you more hard-hitting topics from the leg and the Male Review. And as always, I want to say the motto,
you already know,
is
get the business.
Get the business.
Yale Radio Cast.